has changed. Gone to hell, more like. It started when magic came back. The awakening, some call it. You're rubbing elbows with orcs, elves, even trolls these days. Meanwhile, megacorps bleed the world dry one board meeting at a time. They own just about everything. But not us. We're Shadowrunners. Mercenaries, operating in the margins, working dangerous jobs for the desperate and the powerful. Being a runner takes more than skill and street smarts. You want to live long enough to get paid, you'll need a team, the right talent for the job. Maybe that's a mage, someone who can fry your enemies with deadly spells. A good decker can jack into the Matrix and bypass the toughest security without leaving a trace. Adepts, riggers, shaman, and don't forget your street samurai. Packing enough firepower and cyberware to take on a small army. Man, magic, and machine. Takes it all to survive in the shadows. Welcome to the sprawl.
Hi guys, and welcome to Shadowrun Corporate Sins. We are live. Yes, Claudia, that's we are.
That was awesome.
Thank you so much for joining us here this fine Wednesday evening or time of day, depending on where you are located. It is good of you to be here watching Hyper RPE. RPE. It's a role playing. Yeah, I like it. Way to make up for my flub there, Emily. Hyper RPG, a hyperactive, interactive, community-driven Twitch channel made for and by you. And tonight we are going to be doing a tabletop RPG, Shadowrun, using the Shadowrun 5th edition system. A few quick announcements, usual things. Tomorrow we have Acquisitions Incorporated, which is a super awesome show in the Seattle studio, in this very space that we are in. We are breathing the same air. You're welcome.
Why is my cup
You're welcome.
It's all going
The
very
kiss
well.
of death.
Just gotta lick the table.
I'm having trouble.
Yep, you are.
Are you?
After our show tonight at 9:30 is Valiant Season 2, Episode 2.
Is your fang candy?
So you should check that out with some sweet, cool, awesome people. Zach is GMing along with cool people. I mostly just remember Johnny Cruz, the voice actor, plays Lucio, and then names that I have completely forgotten, but I'm gonna just make a lot of eye contact with the camera until we move on from this moment. And with that, let us introduce our players.
Hi, I am Tony Beeman, or at Tiny Beeman on Twitter, Twitch, and even Discord. Thank you, Thumpers, for helping me with that. I play Cromwell, what is a physical adept, what comes from Britain, except not really. Although his perfect accent might fool you, he's not really from there. He actually grew up on Yomi Island, where the Red God Lauren abandoned him at birth with no parents. He had a terrible backstory, which was all her fault, and then went through a current sequence of events, also all her fault. It wound up with him being blind. Being a physical adept means he fights with his fists, but they are magically imbued with the bear power, with the power of the bear god himself, the great Paddington in the sky.
Oh, you haven't called him that in a long time.
Yeah, it's been a while. If you want a good bear story, look up Wojtek, which is spelled W-O-J-T-E-K, about a bear who fought with the Polish army during World War II. He's awesome. In case you want a bear story.
I do. I'm out.
But not Wojciech, which is the creepy play
By
what's his face?
I know.
Yeah.
Yep, super
Mother
well known.
Courage and why can I not? I can't do the
Bertolt
names.
Brecht.
Who are you?
Brecht.
Oh, Bertolt Brecht.
Hey.
Yeah. Why are we talking about Brecht?
I'm Janine. I am at Admiral Asma. I play Elsie Blackwood, the 16-year-old teenage face of the group. Elsie ran away from her family, her mafia family in Boston when she was young with Cromwell, and now goes in search of adventure things to shoot with her sniper rifle, things to steal, and her GED. That's all I got.
Hi, I'm Claudia. But on the Twitch and Twitter, I'm known as Jackie Dash, JAKIDASH, ding. And I play Fang, who's also known as Shell Glasgow. And she's
Can you say her name again, please? Shell?
No. The Fang is hard.
You have to leave it in the whole.
No.
Yeah.
Shell Glasgow. It's fine. It's fine. Who was born as technology, and then went to work for Lone Star, and then was framed for stealing tempo and exploding her partner, who was her best friend. And then all that happened, but now it's fine. She's not in prison anymore, and now she's been cleared, and she's totally doing 100% legal stuff with the rest of MMFEC. She's the street samurai, so she's got like cool cyberware stuff, and a sword, and a lot of guns. 2 swords, actually. Probably 3. Probably.
This is like
We have-
Christmas for me.
It's really hard to talk with a Fang, and
It's so great.
I haven't stabbed myself yet today, so I'm doing pretty well.
Hi, everybody. I am Cheryl, aka Muppet Aphrodite, on Twitter and Twitch and most of the things. And I play Mainframe, who is an elven Decker. Deckers are like hackers. They manipulate the internet and all the devices, the Internet of Things, if you will, all connected, and it manipulates them to their will. Mainframe could not go to Ireland because as a child, she was surgically altered by her parents who were embarrassed by an elf child. So she looks like a human. The tips of her ears have been surgically removed. And she recently revealed to the group that she grew up in Aries, and her real name is Acacia Fitzgerald, which is far fancier than Mainframe, but she does not like it and does not recognize it as her name. So she has some trust issues, and some racial belonging issues, and some issues.
Some issues?
Issues.
Hi, my name is Dan Poslins. I am at Dan Poslins on the internet, and I play Mordecai, the dwarven mage, who supports the team through his spells and spirits he summons normally, except right now he's doing an asceticism, which is sort of a cleansing rituals that limits him greatly in terms of the magic that
There's
he
gonna be
can
so
use.
many walls.
It's dwarf rehab.
It'll be great.
That's what it is, though, right?
It's not dwarf rehab.
It's magic rehab.
magic rehab.
Or magic rehab. It's not rehab of any kind.
But they took away your fetishes.
Well, I voluntarily left
Don't
them.
yuck up his yum yum there.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, some might describe Mordecai as cantankerous. I think he has just a joie de vivre that's difficult for others to understand.
Now you're just trying hard to confuse me.
He enjoys large spirits, large murderous spirits. There's joy there.
Yeah, mayhem is one way of describing it.
And I am Lauren at Random Tuesday or / Random Tues, TUES, on Twitter and Twitch, and I will be your GM for this evening. And as I have been on all other evenings, I don't know where I'm going with this sentence. Gonna continue to make eye contact.
You're doing a really good job at it.
Welcome.
Your eyes are super sparkly today.
Put makeup on.
Oh,
This is
okay.
not real.
What?
Oh shit! It's not.
I know. Blowing your mind. Guys, do you want to directly impact the outcome of today's game? You can do so by tipping us $10 with the hashtag of one of our players' names or my name, and that person will have access to buckets of dice, or however many dice you decree necessary, for them to do more awesome things like not die, or in the case of Mordecai, maybe just climb over a fence.
Remember when
We'll
they
see.
used to give us buckets? And
Yeah.
now just Lauren
Now
gets
they put the bucket in front of me, and you guys just get a handful of dice. It's pretty great
It's okay.
for me.
Somebody knew I only like the pink ones, and they only gave me the.
I only like the pink ones too.
They
All
look
the green
like
ones are
bubble
okay,
gum.
but
The
the
green
pink
ones
ones
are
are
fine.
best. Pink ones are best.
I really like the pink and purple ones,
They're
We like
really
those.
good.
The sparklies,
but these look like bubblegum.
the sparkly
Try it.
shimmery ones
Do it.
that are purple are also
Someone
pretty
else will have to
great.
touch that. So,
These ones.
let's recap what happened last time on Shadowrun, previously on Shadowrun Corporate Sins.
It's really hard to do
this time.
any task in these arms.
You do
Yeah.
it admirably.
Yes.
You
We went too
drank
far.
a beverage. You made the dilute.
Too far. we went too far back. Last time, MMFEC was partly recovering from their abject failure at their earlier mission, in which they had been assigned to track down.
That doesn't sound
I suppose it wasn't complete failure.
No.
It was just almost complete and total failure. It was total failure, just not complete and total.
Oh,
Because they did the first part where they tracked these individuals down, hired by a corporation to find some missing researchers. They found the missing researchers, and then rather than bringing the missing researchers back, they let the missing researchers get handed over to what appeared to be a Black Ops team and drive away into the night. Cromwell nearly died in the process. Mordecai, Mainframe, Fang, and Elsie did not nearly die, though it was close. They, however, made it through the situation somewhat successfully. And Cromwell was taken to the hospital. I think Mordecai had some bullet wounds that were tended to. Various medical issues were dealt with. Cromwell also went to the doctor by order of his ER physician, saying he should definitely go see a cardiologist. And after there was a lot of conversations about secrets and circles within circles and Venn diagrams of secrets, Cromwell eventually went to the doctor, discovering that the news of his health is not the best. Fang was there with him, and Elsie was eventually told through the bathroom window as she was showering. So it seemed like a great time to go resolve some issues with Cromwell's past. And they took a trip to Tir na Nog, because there is a woman who was possibly still his wife located in that country, and possibly also the mother of one of his children. I don't know if that.
Do you have more than one?
I don't want to assume.
What?
I don't want to assume anything.
There are many undefined years.
Did you sow your seed? Wait, what is it called?
No,
Sow your
that's-
wheat.
well,
So your wild oats, is that
Yeah.
2 out of 3 of those are correct. Euphemisms.
don't sow weed, everybody. It just makes a lot of mud.
Well, you
So-
can sow the weed.
Weed or wheat?
Wait, what is it?
I don't know. What do you think it is?
Are we now correcting your incorrect?
So. I'm learning every day.
So, they went to Tir na Nog and encountered the O'Neill family, specifically Branwen O'Neill, who their initial meeting with her went not quite as they anticipated. There were lots of guns, but there was less murder than they thought would happen. Branwen revealed that part of the reason why Cromwell had been kicked out of the country the second time was that there was an individual targeting her as a member of the Dane and Moore, and that there was weird magic going on, and so he was considered a risk. And so they gave him a ring to track him to find out if he ever came back, so they could deal with it more rapidly than they had the previous time. She also eventually revealed that he did have a son, and that the son did not know that Cromwell existed, or at least that Cromwell was his father. They, with the help of Branwen, asked MMFEC to help them in return for payment, because the O'Neill family are mafia lords and therefore have a lot of money. They paid MMFEC to help them bring in the mage who was dealing in the dirty magics, and they left Ireland in a more or less amicable state.
We got paid.
They got paid. They did the job successfully. No one died that wasn't supposed to be
No, no one died.
permanently injured. And they were free to leave, although encouraged to leave rather quickly. Especially Elsie in the potential situation of being recognized by a member of the O'Neill family, given that the O'Neills have some ties with the White Trees in Boston. I know.
Can't
So-
be my style, the mafia types are.
That leaves MMFEC having eventually returned to Seattle, but in the meantime, Mainframe, who felt that going to Ireland would put her in an uncomfortable situation given her elven heritage but lack of elven appearance, chose to stay behind and did get up to something in the meantime.
Yeah, it's a weird sort of outreach. Met, people who want to hire individual deckers, and I met with some folks in sort of like a Japanese-themed sort of internet bar, if you will, and
Was it a cat cafe online?
it was not a cat cafe. It was more like Yeah, it's more like
a tea house?
Yeah, more like a tea house for those or something. And these individuals did not wish to identify their employers, nor did they want to draw particular attention to the company we were targeting, although I had my suspicions. But there was a particular piece of biotech research they wanted me to liberate and destroy. And, sometimes you just need to pay the bills. This seemed like a good way to kill the time. So I was paired up with a rigger named Buzz. Yeah, he is good with drones, and he is not good with life or people. It's very... I'm not sure he eats food correct. Like, I'm not sure he knows how it goes in. It's all, like, meat space is very uncomfortable for Buzz, but he has these 4 drones, Socrates and Bach and Newton and Chopin or something. But they gave me drones because they wanted me to back him up. So they gave me a rigger control console. They gave me these 21 tracker jackers. They were like wasps that have been like, and this is something I have a question about. Like, how do you cybernetically enhance a wasp? Like, that just doesn't seem...
Wait, it's like a real wasp?
Like, it's like a real wasp.
Whoa!
But it's like you, but like a wasp. Like, scale down. So, I mean, it's fascinating.
It's even got the yellow.
Yeah,
barrier.
I want to
What color are
hide.
your pants today, Claudia?
Wait, no, if I reveal that, I have to reveal that I took off my shoes.
It's,
Yeah.
No,
What
you
color are
don't.
your socks
The
today?
table's tall.
Yellow!
Your socks are yellow too.
Yeah.
It's fine. So I've got this army of 21 actual cybernetic wasps, and a gentleman named Buzz who has very questionable social skills, but is good also with his drones. And yeah, we headed in there, and I had some notes too, but doesn't want to go to them. Doesn't want to go.
Gonna
to them.
get the notes. No.
Get the notes.
Notes. We should be. Let's talk.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah.
Notes.
So it was challenging, and it was one of those situations where I'm not an experienced rigger, so I can't say that my wasps were a well-oiled machine so much as they were an angry sort of horde that occasionally stung the correct people. So our attempts to infiltrate these personnel and even Matrix security were neutral at best.
At best?
Neutral at best. Strangely, the mages were particularly susceptible to the wasps. I don't know if they were allergic.
They might be.
But and they were also they were very fond of the classical music that Buzz's bio drones would play every once in a while. So we kind of like lulled them into sort of like a complacent, oh, everything is nice. And then the tracker jackers. Not stabbed. I keep thinking stabbed, but it's stung.
Sting.
Yes,
Yeah,
they stung the mages over and over and over again, and a very effective geeking of the mages. So we were able to extract information, sort of the long way out, and so that biotech research no longer exists in its original position. I don't think I'll be choosing to work with wasps again in general. I don't think my calling was rigging. But Buzz and I parted ways amicably. I certainly have respect for his control of the technology. He's very good at what he does, and I leave him to that. And I believe that the wasps are now under his care. So, yeah.
For better or for worse.
Yeah, for better. So, if you hear a mild buzzing followed by the sound, the tinkling sounds of Chopin, you should run away.
Which one's the Chopin one?
I imagine this is the warning that Mainframe then ends the story with in the Rapid Rabbit. So if you hear this...
Yeah, exactly.
My favorite album is the tinkling sounds of Chopin.
What is that the da 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 da
You're the musician.
Da, 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 da.
Is it that one?
The one you're singing?
Yeah.
I don't think.
We're blocked. There's big. He's had some big numbers too.
It's a little...
He's real popular with the kids.
Yeah.
Well, like, gets remastered. and like re-edit.
I can't stop looking at your fang.
So,
love it.
so what happened so we're at the Rapid
Yeah,
then.
we'll
So,
assume you guys meet up at some point at the Rapid Rabbit.
Ireland was how
No.
is everybody presenting to Mainframe who hasn't seen them in a while? Like, are they stressed? Are they bleeding? Are they not talking to each other? Are they happy? What do I get to see?
Eating a lot because they didn't feed us.
I'm sorry, you flew all the way over there and they did not give you.
They're real mean.
There's like hospitality rules. I thought Europe more than anybody. They
And their
go
house
over-
was dirty. Their mansion was filthy. So
It definitely was.
Looked clean to me.
I think
was-
Cromwell is a lot more relaxed. Like, turns out he wasn't married.
Yeah, she had
No.
the marriage annulled like 20 years ago.
It's been like
he
stressing him out a lot more than he thought.
What does Cromwell? What information is shared about your circumstances?
Well, I'm not married after all, and you know what? Maybe elves aren't as bad as I thought.
Did I? What?
I mean,
Wow.
I might have been a little bit unfair a couple of times, Mainframe. I'm sorry. Maybe I had a little bit of a misperception about the ability of certain elves to move on. I mean, a country full of them is still a little much, but they seem to get along all right.
How much Guinness did you guys have over there?
We had none. It was necessary job. Got the job done.
Well,
there was no sightseeing. It was just like mafia, shoot some people,
We
go
killed some
home.
wolves. I enjoyed the wolf
You
killing
got to
part.
kill some wolves. I'm happy for you.
Yeah, it was great.
That's fun.
And I even became a clan leader of a bunch of wolves.
Are there responsibilities? Like, do you have
No,
to
I
rights?
waved my sword, and they all listened and left.
I wish I had a picture of that. That would have been. That
It was
would have been
pretty good.
lovely.
And I know you can't see it, but Sharky right now is openly mocking Mordecai on the astral
Yep.
plane.
Yep, he's been doing that for a few weeks now.
What did you say something to Sharky?
No, I'm just doing this kind of ritualistic cleansing that mages sometimes do.
He's on a whole
Not-
30.
Yeah.
I was
it's-
gonna say.
It's complicated. I'm not allowed to use any of my foci or my fetishes or my spells unless it's an emergency. And spirits are just perfectly happy to sit there ignoring me the whole time.
Oh,
Except
I
they
don't think
don't.
he's ignoring you. He's pointing his fin at you.
Well, I was
laughing.
getting to that. It would be easier if all they were doing was ignoring me.
Do you
But-
see them when they're?
Oh
talking?
yeah, no, I can see him. He's right over there.
Hi, Sharky.
Where is he?
I can't see him, but
He
I'm gonna
waves.
assume
He waves back to you.
Oh, that's good. So he's not mad at all of us, just you.
He's not mad at me. He's just being a dick.
Wow.
I don't think you shouldn't say that about.
I mean,
Sharky.
Oh,
right
he
there.
knows. He knows he's being a dick.
Well, congratulations on not being married. That's
Yeah,
great news. I'm very.
I'm a lot of things.
You are a lot.
I am not a homewrecker.
Well,
Well, you're.
Well, I mean, unless it's like a
Well, I
home
mean,
there's
you
drugs
tore
in it or
that.
something.
Yeah.
You
I'll
tore
give
the
her
shelving
credit.
off
We
the
were
wall
in
in the hallway.
We were in that mansion for quite some time, and Fang did not even blow up one banister or cut apart one.
I didn't stab her. I didn't punch her in the face. I
you,
was
you
kind.
behaved very well, Fang.
I know.
You should be proud.
Well, another
Yeah.
round of drinks on me in celebration of such self-restraint. That was a lot for you.
I want to tell you guys though about I went to France before we went to Ireland because Aries wanted me to check out one of the schools there that's got this fancy French name, and naturally, of the 8 languages I speak, not one of them is French. But they wanted me to check it out because they wanted to find out like if your parents had feelers in some of the other Squires programs.
So Ares is paying you to track down that toxicity.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That is more than I would have expected.
Yeah, so I went and I actually enrolled and I spent like 3 days in their Master Squire program and just kind of did some digging and
You didn't even speak the language, and you were able to do that.
well, I am a fae. I mean, still do a lot of nonverbal communication.
The French speak the language of love.
There's also Linguisofts. There are like programs that will help
I mean,
you
you know, I speak enough.
speak the language.
I
get
speak
by.
French, you know.
What?
I do. Well, it's Quebec French, so they don't really approve of it over there, but
Oh.
I'm just saying, if you're ever in France again,
Oh. If I had known that, I would have invited you.
yeah. I actually wouldn't have wanted to go.
Okay. Well, but yeah. So I didn't end up finding anything like sketchy program-wise with your parents or anything. I did get to do a rocket launcher test. Accidentally. Well, it's fine. They'll rebuild. But I mean, it was just as technology stuff. So they have plenty of money to replace things. So.
That's fine.
Yeah. But I did make a friend. His name is William, and he's an archivist. And I brought him back to Seattle.
Well, that escalated quickly.
I don't think you can bring people back. It's not like a cat in Japan.
Yeah,
Only
you can
she-
bring cats
You
back.
didn't kidnap him, right?
No, he wanted to come, to Seattle, so
Does he live at the house?
no.
Is
a lot of
he-
people live in the
He's
house.
like
It's just-
30.
Okay.
He did
Yeah, but
ask.
I'm also-
He did ask for me to provide him a complete inventory of everything in the house for some reason, and he
He
was very
just likes to
interested
make
in
lists.
many of our stories.
Yeah, but he's really nice, and he was kind of feeling like he wanted a change of scenery. So,
Well, we should let Oz know he's good people.
I don't know if he had like a warrant out for him in France. I don't know. He just wanted to get out, and he like passed all like my background checks.
Maybe Miss J can get him a job.
Is that your? Have you ever
blood
participated in blood magic? Do you have any interest in participating in blood magic? Is that your background check?
Yeah.
the
that's-
Elsie lie detector test. So, yeah, he's nice.
He's not.
Good.
He's not your boyfriend, is he?
He's
No.
30.
I know, but
No, but he's gonna tutor me.
Having an archivist tutor hurts. You could do a lot worse
He
than
knows
that.
he knows a lot of history things. So
American history. U.S.
UCAS.
UCAS.
UCAS. Sorry, I got confused.
You're just so good at history.
I'm so good at anything
Move
before.
back to the old.
Oh, I
different
didn't
world.
ask him what kind of history.
If he's not good at it, I bet he's good at looking it up. Archivists always are.
just maybe don't turn your back to him.
You think?
Well, it's a pretty weird and
not
creepy
like French
story the way
people?
you've described it.
No, I mean it was like.
And just to answer your question, no, I don't like French people.
Do you like anyone that isn't us?
No, I don't.
Do you like us?
Sometimes.
He's not creepy. He just wants to know everything about us and record it in his little book.
He's like weirdly into spelling.
If you believe that Miss J doesn't know everything about us, then you have
Yeah.
another thing coming. So it's fine. He can just join the club of people who know entirely too much about us.
The two of them, and only the two of them.
I'll say give him a
Anyone
job
who's-
at the Draco Foundation, then all the people who knows about us are living in the same place.
And we could throw a rock at it if we need to, but we don't because everything's gonna be
Rock
fine.
wouldn't do anything. You need something with a high explosive yield.
They're like the only people who pay us regularly. Let's just not even
Yeah.
hypothetical
Okay.
blowing them up. That would be great.
Anyway, he's nice. I will
Good.
meet him later.
I'm glad. That's.
I will use my best French accent. Je peux parler un petit peu de le français.
How is life as a 16-year-old treating you? I know that this was supposed to be like a big milestone, and I don't know if it's like
Yeah,
bringing
I
up any
mean,
complicated
I
thoughts.
was supposed to kill somebody and get a tattoo, but I'm not gonna
Wait.
do that. So
You want to get a tattoo?
I don't think
kill
so.
someone on your 16th birthday?
Well, it's kind of what the White Tree family does. It's like you turn 16 and you need to kill an innocent to get your tattoo, and then you're like cool with the
Jesus
family.
Christ.
Yeah, that's fun.
Are you gonna get a tattoo anyways? Like, you should just do it.
Why
Get
is
on
it-
your face. Fuck you, parents.
That will help with the facing.
I live my own
You're
life.
such a master of subtle display. I love that about you.
We at Hyper RPG do not condone the getting of a tattoo on your face that says "fuck you, parents."
But you know what? You do you.
Yeah.
If that's your dream. Who am I to
Make
tell
sure you
you?
write it in the correct direction.
Yeah,
and all
me.
this stuff.
Wait, did I do it the wrong direction?
I don't know. I didn't pay attention, but
Didn't really
you
think
can
too
get that wrong.
Well, do you do it so it's a mirror image so you can look at
You
it?
do that.
Oh.
If, you do that if you're a parent yourself,
Oh yeah.
and then you can look at it in the mirror and question your
So,
choices.
mainframe, other people had been contacted during this downtime. Fang had received a message via her brother.
Oh, right, I have
from
to tell you about that.
Grace Castillo, which was also partly to Elsie, and Cromwell and Mordecai had suffered from
Well, that's
kind of
what-
odd and disturbing dreams.
We had weird dreams that we was in the army and being yelled at.
Yeah, it
What
was.
did you do while you were in the army? What did they yell at you to do?
Mainframe.
Oh, during the downtime.
During the
before all this
downtime,
shit.
while they were all
Oh.
experiencing this as well.
Do you?
You had also received some messages that you were eventually able to decode that was from Void. It didn't give you any direct communication, but said that you warranted further testing. They
don't
saw
you
your.
mean you warranted further testing?
We saw your performance, and you warranted further testing.
Okay. Any other? That's an interesting. Warranted in the past tense.
Or you warrant.
Or okay, because I'm gonna read it overly
Yeah.
into everything I'm gonna get from them.
We
It's
saw
the-
your performance, saw as past tense, and you warrant further testing.
That sounds like a retake. It sounds like I do. But hey, that's okay.
So now talk amongst yourselves.
That's it. He didn't give me location. He didn't give me nothing. Anything. Just
I have to say, like, I'm not very impressed. We're all together, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Like, don't you feel like Hand of Dusk just doesn't have very good organizational skills?
well, it's more about the communication. I mean,
They're just
you
trying
warrant
to.
further testing. Is not. I mean,
They're
Well,
just
you
trying
better
to
watch
intimidate
it. They're
us.
probably gonna, like, jump you on the street.
I mean, but
well, that would be like the second time this year, so it's fine. I'm used to that by now.
I mean, mine was not bad. Seen better, being touched, which is basically flirting in the locker
Trained
room.
better.
Didn't she give you a message for Elsie too?
Yeah, I totally told her. Elsie,
What?
we've been contacted through my brother.
Through your brother.
Yeah, oh yeah, we talk a lot.
Oh.
You have
Grace-
butter?
Oh, Elsie.
Oh, Elsie.
Sorry.
Grace
Can't help
Castillo.
it. Oh.
Yeah, she
Oh.
said nice things about you, as in like you were tiny but also strong. You could tell that.
Well, I
No,
guess-
That
that's
was good. That was
no,
very
that was great. You can't tell that was a lie. I mean, you probably could.
Those were not the exact words that she said.
No, but pretty much she's gonna probably pick us up in a van, black bag us, and then we gotta beat her up. With a barbell.
Wait, yours is way more specific than mine. I'm feeling
So-
very put out.
I have,
I'm gonna bring a barbell
I have a
with me
couple
now.
different people in my life that want to, like, black bag me and throw me in a van, so how do I know?
Do they have a calling card or perhaps a preferred fabric in black bags?
I'm a little concerned that, I.
I haven't done a very good job of educating you about not getting into vans in the last year.
Well, maybe if yeah.
No, you told me if somebody comes up and offers me a puppy, punch them in the face, make sure the dog's okay, and, like, get the dog away from them.
Right, I'm just thinking back about all the times we got into vans and it was a mistake.
Oh.
Well, if they black bag you and they have a Boston accent, then they're probably not okay.
To be fair, if they black bagged you, it's not so much you're getting into the van as the van is now surrounding you. It's not so much consensual.
Maybe it would be a good time to disappear for a while.
Well, it depends.
Where are we going?
So Miss J asked us to follow this thread and to chase down Prince the Dragon and all this stuff, and we found the Hand of Dusk.
Sort
The
of.
Hand of Dusk has looked at us like the Eye of Sauron.
Which we should. Which I don't
the
get your
what?
reference.
It's a thing from an old 90s trid. It's good. You should watch it. And there's books. Lord of Rings. You
I don't-
like rings? Everybody likes rings. So,
No, I don't.
yeah. Awkward. So, anyway, we tend to be a curious bunch, and we tend to be in it for social impacts. And are we okay that there's a shadowy organization potentially manipulating people called the Hand of Dusk, or are
No.
we going to take this opportunity to look back at the eye and engage it in a metaphorical staring contest.
I'm gonna punch Grace Castillo in the face.
I
I'll
also
hold her down for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also think it's begging the question to assume that we're curious and that we want to involve ourselves in all of this nonsense. I, for one, don't.
Yeah, that was my question. I don't know if everybody wants to.
Have they done any more armed than the corporations have?
We don't know. But the corporations mostly don't control dragons or involve dragons, so whether... Well, there's one or two that have dragons, but not everybody. They go for
Satyr-Krupp.
There's like two, not all of them.
And there's a couple countries too that are ruled by dragons.
But but we were talking corporations.
And then also they summoned a dragon.
I really didn't
Yeah,
like
it's
that
the
one
summoning
mage.
part that is like worrisome, right?
The mage who had that gun pointed at my head by his security guard.
So not woman.
No, I hate him too. I hate most people.
I was
but
almost killed by a giant bird, so it's like, what are we gonna do against a dragon if it's just us? Especially if we don't know what they're up to.
when were you almost killed by a giant bird?
I was in a hospital for like 3 weeks. I got knocked
Fire
off of a
spirit.
car. You were there, remember?
Oh, the spirit?
No, remember the failure, our abject failure to accomplish
Right.
mission goals?
I don't
God,
consider
I'm
The
that.
total
Still
failure, but
hearing.
not the complete and total failure.
Guys, when I go get yogurt with the other faces once a month, it's like terrible. They laugh at us.
Infected up again.
Now, to be fair, part of the reason they're laughing at us because we can't necessarily talk widely about how much of an impact we did have on the election. The real important people nobody knows about. That said, we did infect it up last time, and I it's. Look, I'm on bonus time anyway. I didn't think I would survive another engagement with Ares, so I'm in for looking back.
Just remember what happened last time, right? We was following them, and Miss J told us to pursue them and be more aggressive in getting them, and then we almost got the floor wiped with us. So I know she means well, and I like her, but sometimes she puts the aims of the Draco Foundation ahead of, say, our lives.
I don't know about that.
Of course she does, just
Oh,
like
yeah.
every other person.
No,
in life.
Every
No.
Johnson we've ever worked for
No, I know
considers
Miss
us
J.
disposable.
She'd want to keep us alive. She likes us. We're family.
I don't care if she wants to keep us alive or not. It's my choice, and I probably want to look back at the eye. That's all metaphorical, and there's not an actual eye. It's a hand of dusk. So, but looking at a hand isn't as good of a metaphor. So there we go.
I mean, you look at mine.
It's metal.
I rolled 3 out of 5 on perception. Is there any people in the Rapid Rabbit that look like Hand of Duskers?
No.
I just thought it look.
No.
Because we're talking about it, so.
There is no one who has like a button on it that has just a hand and like a
Well, like-
sunset behind it. Figured out their logo.
Ask
That
me about
makes
dusk
sense.
on it.
I'll be honest, I like this group. They're a lot more fun than most runners who tend to say things like, goodbye Cromwell, and shoot at me with machine guns and drive away. So if you are interested in looking into this, I say let's do it.
I will bring a barbell and keep it in my backpack.
But maybe we should try to avoid direct combat since they're a pretty large group. We don't even know how big they are. I mean, if they're amassing an army, I'm just worried there's only 5 of us.
We could just avoid them entirely.
Does anyone at any point contact Miss J and let her know that you've had these communications?
Mainframe would have, because
No.
she's still got that kind of sort of crush on Miss J.
Cromwell's a little suspicious of Miss J after the whole highway thing, so he's holding back.
He thinks that Miss J.
Oh, the secondary job that she gave you.
Right, when we
get more
contacted her
information.
and she told us to, she basically like pushed us into like attacking. I think that's the way Cromwell interpreted it. So I think he's a little
When
like,
did you contact her during the run?
I gave you a status update when we were on the road in pursuit of them.
Oh.
Well, Mordecai definitely didn't, since he can't use his comlink while he's on his asceticism. So
or when he's off.
Elsie
can
would have,
use
because
it.
she also would have been like, hey, there's this guy, William, he wants a job.
She'll be like, I'll see what I can do by getting him a job. He seems talented and useful and good at cataloging things. He also asks me a lot of questions. I don't think I respond to them in a timely manner. I should probably get better at doing that. Anyway, the Hand of Dusk, it sounds like your Fang's instincts about them blackbagging you are not entirely wrong. I would be careful. If they decide you have made yourself known to them,
They're gonna blackbag you.
if they decide to go after you, watch your back.
I don't want to be blackbagged.
I mean, it's nice.
Whatever they
offer
mean
to?
by testing or investigating you further, or whatever they've been doing to contact you, unless you want to go completely to ground, they're going to probably continue to pursue you in some capacity because you have told them that you're interested.
Actually, I think what I said was, I don't want to be part of your group, and then I tased her.
You're a teenager. We to an adult, that we know what that means. That's like when you punch someone in kindergarten because you don't like them, because you have a crush on them.
So what am I supposed to do with the people I don't like?
Never mind. You'll figure it out. But just be careful, and if you hear anything more concrete, please be in contact. We will certainly be, if they continue to contact you, sending you some additional funds to cover potential expenses.
Do you happen to have any idea what this further testing? Like, I don't know if you've got other operatives working with them. No?
If I hear anything specific, I'll let you know. My guess is they're monitoring you and any interactions you have. It would seem likely that the people who took these researchers, given the reference they sent to you, were probably working for the Hand of Dusk. They were aware of your previous efforts. So, if I hear anything more specific about how they're testing people, just assume that you're being monitored from time to time.
Let me ask you a straight up question.
Mm-hmm.
How much of a danger do these people pose?
We don't know what they want, and that's what we need to find out. We can assume that their missions are somewhat antithetical to the existence of corporations, but beyond that, we don't know how far it extends. We're not even sure they're the enemy. We just know that what they've been doing has been problematic. They have summoned a dragon. That often doesn't go well. Sometimes it goes fine, before you talk to my mother. Sometimes it doesn't.
How does she feel about all this? With
She's
Prince?
pushing with the Dragon Council. There's certainly some political implications, given it's a new dragon that has appeared. And her current status with the Dragon Council is less than positive. So again, she's not sure whose side it's on. That's what we want to find out. Their methods we can identify as being less than savory. Their reasoning, we don't know. Likely some aspects of it are probably fine, and others are downright problematic, depending on your opinions of freedom of belief, action, and existence. But there are entire countries that are run by dragons fairly happily.
Wow.
Yeah, but we don't want to be one of them.
We were for a brief period of time.
Well, a very brief period of time.
I don't think anyone wanted it to be quite so brief. Our entire foundation exists because of that brief period of time.
I
Well,
suppose that's true.
Dunkelzahn was different.
Yeah.
I mean,
How do we know?
Well, or
What
at
if
least
he's like Dunkelzahn's cousin?
He's not.
he.
In
Send a
fairness, that
letter.
doesn't always work out very well for dragons.
Let's see. We know they have an army they're building. We know that he funds a guy who collects dolls, which is kind of creepy.
Yes, that is a good reason.
Based on those two data points, I'm a little nervous, but I have no proof of evil.
I mean, we met
Where
him.
we are.
It wasn't very savory the way he took control of our minds.
He didn't
Alright.
murder us.
But what about democracy? Like, we actually made some inroads with the local government, and I feel like it's like there's a real chance that that work is just going to be undone by what is essentially like a king, right? It doesn't matter if it's a dragon, or if it's a human, or if it's a troll, or an orc, or an elf. It's like we want to be able to govern ourselves and have a society where everyone's included.
So not in my backyard. Like if they're gonna stick around Hermosillo,
They won't.
To be clear, I'm not asking you, and the Foundation would never ask you to go up against this alone.
Huh.
We're working towards trying to know what the mission is. What is the Hand of Dusk trying to do? What are their goals? and so we know how better to address it. And if you hear information or have access to any of that information, that is what we would like. We're not asking you to fight them, to destroy them, to infiltrate them, beyond learning who they are and what they want.
Probably takes a little bit of infiltration.
I'm sure it will take some. But do not consider this 5 of you trying to take down an entire covert organization and murder a dragon.
Nope.
Trust me, you can't.
We could do the first part.
Nope. We absolutely cannot.
Are you, I almost beat up Grace Castillo. Just saying.
I appreciate your earnest enthusiasm, but Grace Castillo is one part of a larger organization. That would be like assassinating me to take down the Draco Foundation.
Which would we do? I mean, we're not going to, but it would.
It would not.
I'm just saying. At this point, we just need to keep
I
the
do
buddy
not
system.
run this organization. You are aware of that,
No, I'm
right?
pretty sure we're
We
the.
actually don't really have a good, solid understanding of your hierarchy.
We've only
You
seen
can
you.
literally look up the person who runs this organization.
Yeah, but we don't.
But you have fake names.
Well, that's not on me. If you choose to not do the research, I'm not going to take
It's not
responsibility
like
for
you
your
guys have an
stupidity.
organizational flowchart around.
We're not a secret clandestine organization.
You have an organizational flowchart.
It's in their
Not
tax
just lying
filing.
around, but yes, we're a nonprofit.
Fine. MMFEC investigates the tax records of the Draco Foundation.
Why do you
Let's
think
do that.
they have to reinvest all of the money that they make off of Dunkelzahn's will?
Okay.
Like that's part of why they do things like this.
I
They
want
can't
to talk
just
to you
keep
about
it.
your 990 and some of your discretionary spending
And she just
fund
sends you
diary.
all of this the paperwork that has currently been filed with the IRS.
That survived the transition of the Sixth World still there.
Yeah, oh no, it's paperwork.
You got a manila envelope. Oh man, that's foreboding.
So, unless you have anything else you want to ask Miss J about, she also sends you like a Wikipedia article to jump out the Draco Foundation.
What did you find anything out about the Black Ops team? What wiped the highway with us? Like, do we think this was related? You sent us on the mission for a reason. You must have
Yes.
had some cause to suspect.
What we were able to do was track the second handover, which happened at SeaTac Airport. And from the best of our knowledge, flight was taken to Secondi.
Wait, there was 2?
Secondi?
Secondi.
Weren't you there a moment ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was there a few weeks ago.
What organization is there?
Well, that's the kicker, right? So
It's not a corporation.
Yeah.
It is, we suspect, one of their bases of operation. And it's where they've been building things that go into space.
Oh, no.
They
Which is
recently
interesting because the
launched-
research team clearly does not work in mechanical engineering. They are a biomedical technological research firm. And based on the samples you provided us, we can only assume that they are doing something related to awakened or dual-natured flora. Possibly fauna, but likely flora.
So you weren't trying to get us killed when you...
We wanted you to prevent some highly trained researchers from ending up at somewhere we didn't know and now unfortunately do know to be a research facility that is getting something ready to go into space. And now that something may be able to send awakened individuals into space.
But
That's not possible.
I heard there's
Currently, no.
a thing. The thing that you have that you can't, like, magically, you can't
The
go.
Gaia-sphere?
Yeah. The sphere thing.
The thing
The
we're
magic
standing on. It's
sphere
called the
thing.
planet
Yes,
It's
Earth.
the
like a
magic sphere thing.
Yeah.
That we're all on and that we're all a part of.
Yeah, so it's not possible to have magic in space.
But there's ways to do it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like if you pack a whole lot of dwarves, like 500 dwarves, into an enclosed space, and you surround yourself with them, and you go into space, there's enough life there to, have some magic.
Wait a minute.
Why dwarves?
Why dwarves?
That sounds very specific.
Because they're more efficient for packing.
Well, I guess that's true.
He makes a valid point if you do the math.
I mean, there have been, I've heard anyway, some experiments with
Yes.
having like low Earth orbit stations and things like that that have their own little Gaia spheres on them from all of the life that they bring up there. But I
Like
don't
plants.
really know much. Yeah,
Like
like
plants.
plants.
Oh.
So you could bring like a forest with you, and you could do magic up there, or like a ritual to like destroy the earth.
It's all, well, magic in space is generally not very possible. I mean, there's.
But we saw someone what made a wall out of the Gaia sphere, right? Back in that laboratory.
Yeah. Did we tell you about that?
I
don't-
assume you did.
All right.
And
Yeah,
we sent her
yes,
the
you told me.
And
I
we
did
sent her the
not
plant samples.
Yep.
steal that information from you. You definitely told me that information.
So, like, what if you was to make like all sorts of things out of whatever that goo they made that wall out of?
And
Like a
send it into
spaceship.
space. This is what we're concerned about now, which is why we were hoping to get more specific information about these researchers' research. And now we know the
Well-
researchers are directly involved with sending something into space.
That's not
So
a big
hopefully
problem.
it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Sure
The
it'll
good
be
news is
fine.
it might be very
Hopefully.
exciting for them.
On the positive side, it will likely be a massive technological and magical breakthrough
Sometimes
if
it
we
takes
live to see it.
determination.
Okay, why?
Well, that's
So
not
no,
very
I was not
encouraging.
hoping you would die or sending you in to get killed. I was hoping you would succeed at the mission, and I thought it was possible for you to do so.
I think if Miss J wanted us dead, she would just get Scarlet Fire to do it.
I just have
They're very
learned recently
expensive.
that maybe when I think someone's trying to kill me, I should check in with them first and find out if it's true or not.
It's not the worst
That's a good
strategy.
plan.
I'd assume Miss J wanted me dead after the last game. I didn't really hold it against her. She's not the first, and I like her either way, but now I knows it wasn't intentional.
Hey, can you put a tracker on me in case I get black bagged?
No one's getting black bag. Here, I have a buddy system planned. and we
What
have a
happens if
schedule.
both of you get black bagged?
No, it can't happen.
That's what I'm saying. Can you
Oh.
put a tracker on me?
In fact, you
get black
kind of need a reverse system where you're split up.
No, because then we get picked off individually. I'm just saying, we need like a schedule, and I have one proposed, and we all sleep over at Mainframe's night house.
I don't
Wednesday,
have a house anymore.
Tuesday,
Doesn't have it.
Thursday, and Wednesday's at Mordecai's house.
You guys don't want to stay at
And
my place.
Saturday's at my house, and then Sunday and Friday is at Elsie's.
The answer to your question is, I can't, but we could get that veterinarian we know to jam one of these up in your skin.
Okay.
So anyone who wants to get RFID tracker installed certainly can.
I'm just saying, my plan worked.
Fang's plan is she's just gonna show up at people's houses. So with that, I assume Miss J, you will finish talking with her.
Can she also get an RFID tag?
Can Miss J get one? I mean, you don't know.
She should get one.
She's not gonna tell
It's
you.
a technomancer. They could just run away on the Matrix. if she
Yeah.
wants to.
So we know someone. We'll invite him over to the house. If anyone wants to get an RFID chip jammed under their skin,
Everyone
it'll be
getting
like a party,
vaccinations.
I will get one.
an RFID
Like,
party.
she'll just,
I'll pass.
Miss J will just wait. You can just meet with like Nassim. Like he'll.
Don't we already have
They'll-
trackers for our dock wagons?
I mean, probably.
Yeah, but Doc.
No, I'm
Uh,
saying I need one. I
No,
don't have a dock wagon.
our dock wagon trackers are built into our comms.
So
You
anyway.
can get one implanted.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna get one
Mordecai's is
implanted.
not though.
You can just get one put in your arm.
I have a tracker.
Yeah. You're okay.
Do we have the-
assume
I didn't-
everybody except Mordecai gets
Not a
a
chance.
tracker.
Are we getting the
Can we
kinds?
get one like stickered to your clothes? Like can we
You,
sew one
you
into
can
your
just
clothes?
stick one onto his jacket
Yeah.
and he probably won't notice.
How about on those glow in the dark shorts you bought?
What are you doing, Fang? What is that?
Clip?
What is this?
It's like a pin that says like I'm a dad.
If found, please return to.
I just like I'm a dad.
So the one Cromwell gets, he wants to get one that can actually like transmit when it's in wireless range. Will actually transmit it to a central location, which would probably make sense to be if mainframe as an idea of
Yeah.
where to transmit to,
Yeah, she's got, cloud storage.
Yeah.
and
Yes,
probably
right.
doubly to the Draco Foundation as well.
Okay. So you're able to set up various tracking systems. In the meantime, a little bit of time will pass. And Fang and Mainframe, both of you, receive, at first, Mainframe, I can assume, monitors her bank accounts very closely. Fang,
yes,
how
quite.
closely do you monitor your bank accounts?
I buy stuff until I can't buy stuff.
So you may or may not notice, but you get some start out kind of small deposits of Nuyen that just show up in your account. Deposits, not withdrawals.
Wait, I'm not gonna notice then because it'd
Maybe
be
like
money.
100 or some odd Nuyen to start with. And
Unless you're
then
able to buy more.
a little bit later, they'll be slightly larger. And so all in total, you probably end up with the deposits around 5,000 Nuyen into your accounts.
Oh, that's nice of them.
Okay, well that's interesting. Before going to the team, would do at least a cursory search to see if there's any tracking information I can get on to see whether it's, because it could be a bank error in my favor. It could be like Monopoly.
Collect 200.
Yeah, exactly. It could be something else, like who knows, restitution from Ares. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Just to figure out if I can figure out if this is the Hand of Dusk.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me, including your clue dice.
Ooh.
Is it Matrix Perception rolling?
Yeah, probably, or just general. Is that logic and, no? In perception is intuition.
Oh, so I was running Matrix Perception is the computer plus intuition.
Okay, let's make this a computer and logic test, which I know is higher for you.
That's fine.
Ooh, do that.
Okay, so that's
Because you gotta search for the both of us.
Because it's less. Look, no, Fang, do you notice it all? Give me
No.
a regular perception.
Fang's not gonna notice. Why would she notice there's more money in her bank account?
I still have 4 hits, and your clever attempt to make me glitch
2.
did not work.
2. You probably accidentally go to an ATM and hit that button to check your balance, and it's higher than you thought it was gonna be.
That's cool. I must save money.
Good.
I'll look it up eventually.
No. That's where Fang's at. This is great. Mainframe, you notice that there seems the actual deposits themselves are coming kind of randomly. They don't seem to be coming from any one central location. They seem to be kind of bouncing around a fair amount. So the connection isn't really there. The one thing you're able to pick up is that all of them are coming from some sort of subsidiary owned by Horizon.
Horizon, okay, and there's no message encoded in the values of the
Not that you
deposits.
can make out with the deposits that you are in your account. Your gut tells you that there should be some sort of message in the
It's
deposits.
I just don't have the key. Okay,
Yeah.
well if the thread feels like there's a pattern to it, then I will reach out to possibly. Well, see, that's the thing.
You have no reason to know.
I have no
Fang is
reason
the
to
other
know it's
person.
her, and I don't. I think I'd probably go to Elsie first, and check in on her, bring her something, like food. I don't know what teenagers want. Here's a cupcake.
Fruit basket.
Hello. Hi. How are you?
Good.
You getting money? Just random money. Do you look at bank accounts? Is that a thing you do?
Yeah.
Is yours normal?
Yeah, you mean, there's nothing weird about it.
Okay, so no magical fairy money. Okay.
You have magical fairy money?
Yeah. It's been going on for a little bit. I thought it was an error, but it's suspicious.
And you don't know who's sending it to you?
It looks like it's from Horizon, but I obviously
Oh, you should shut that down.
Why?
Well, because either they're laundering money to you, or they're trying to somebody is trying to do deposits into your account to link you to something. This used to happen at home all the time, where somebody would
Well,
try
how
to
would you tell
implicate-
them you don't want their money? There's no button that says don't want that.
it's electronic transaction through a bank. You could just, I don't know.
Yeah. Duly noted that it's certainly.
No, but it's if you're being set up, if somebody's trying to show that you were involved in something bad, and this is the paper trail.
I was just thinking this was some kind of message from the Hand of Dusk, but I just don't have enough information. They said I had to be tested. It's not a very good test giving me money. Usually taking money is more of a test, but all right. Has anybody else, do you know,
Maybe
has
they're-
Cromwell or Mordecai or Fang been spending money weirdly or weirdly happy about money?
Well,
You get a couple images.
Faye showed up with 12 pairs of yellow leather pants.
12 pairs? They're not even on sale right now.
That's just what she wants to keep here at the house.
Was this what Fang did? Huh, I must have saved money. Oh my god, yeah,
Yeah, there's definitely a bunch of like. I'm assuming there's like an Instagram in the future. They're like 3D pictures. There's just a lot of Fang in new clothes.
And Mainframe just didn't put those pieces together, apparently.
Well,
It's
like new pants.
You're right,
But,
she
like,
is
really
on
cool sunglasses.
But like, how would you know? Because it's the same
Fang,
pair of yellow
Fang.
pants.
You're right.
So how would you know
I
she
wouldn't-
has 12 of them? It just you thought it was the same
I
pants.
did.
every day.
I just thought she was put something to the cleaner or
7 of
something.
them have the days of the week emblazoned on the butt.
Yep, and like on the inside of the pants.
On the inside, that's where you need the day of the week.
Fang isn't here right now, is she?
Fang! There is a sock on a door. I don't know. You tell me.
I mean, what time of day is it?
When's Fang looking for a little action? Is that the question?
You got
I don't know.
some.
We'll assume you went over like late morning, probably when at like 11 a.m.
Did you have to go anywhere?
Fang, wake up, Fang.
Yeah.
This is weird, right?
Someone- I
It's so
think
weird.
There's someone calling for you.
I can't figure out if I'm the kid or if I'm the parent.
I know the answer to that.
What is it? Okay.
Congratulations on your growing family.
Fang comes down the stairs and definitely has like bedhead. Like one side of the hair is really flat, and the other one sticks out. Clothes are put on.
Cromwell comes down
They're-
and he's impeccable.
They're PJs. They're like PJs. They're like the ripped.
Are they
shirts
yellow
that
PJ pants?
have- No.
Probably got you
They're-
pajamas
yes.
that are like.
Yes, but also no. They're like
print.
the t-shirts that have like cut like katana and bullet marks in them. Those are the PJs.
Cromwell's wearing a mahogany or a
smoking
Merlot
jacket?
colored
Yeah.
smoking jacket,
Of course
and he
he
has
is.
a pipe.
Naturally.
It's all exactly as I. Yeah. Good morning. Good morning. Sorry to disturb you. Elsie and I were talking, and
Yeah.
I heard you have had a very successful couple of days at the mall.
It's fantastic. I thought I didn't have enough money, and then I did. So there was like I had a buy one get one free coupon from my 13th credit card at
Buy one credit card, get a second one.
Pants for Alice.
yeah
Twice the debt.
And then, well,
What a dark
I know this
timeline.
is gonna sound strange.
yeah.
I would like to take a look at your bank deposit statements.
Doesn't all my stuff go through you anyways?
Why would it? Did you?
I connected my comm link to yours. All my emails goes to yours. You get a copy.
No, that's not how that works.
I'm pretty sure that's how
You
it
have a
works.
password. I mean, if I have your permission, I could just hack in. But you're a friend. I would not do that.
I mean, I just assumed that like I had a password and you are my authenticator. Like you have a way to get into.
She's your two-factor authentication app.
But like if you want.
Can Fang log in? Yes.
Good. I don't even know if it's Fang.
I don't know.
I mean, it's not a bad idea.
No.
I'm happy to serve with
No,
your
I'll-
two-factor authentication, but I don't believe I have access to your bank statements, and
Okay.
I would just. I also have come into some money that I did not expect, and I'm wondering if it's from the eye. You know, the metaphorical eye I was talking about.
Oh, you mean
that
the-
one.
the hand.
Yeah, the hand
Yeah.
of dusk. I just like metaphors.
I open it up.
There we go. Oh, that's yeah.
Oh yeah. There's
That
a
little trickle of numbers.
Yeah.
That's what I
Yeah, so there's
expected.
a similar, they're not the exact same amounts that you got, but all of them are odd. Like, and you notice the same as yours. You know, it'll be like some,
169.
yeah, it'll be
whatever.
there'll be cents and like none of them are even amounts. It looks odd, right? It's the sort of thing that you would expect to see in reverse when someone steals your credit card and pays for something with it.
That's weird. I mean, I do I have to give back the money?
6 hits
So
on
hers,
running combined.
also seem to be coming from the same place, or same places, right? If you trace them back far enough, they're all, the thing that they have in common is that they're all Horizon subsidiaries.
Is there a message in the numbers?
You're able to take some time and dig through the numbers, and you're able to decode 2 separate messages.
Mainframe is very. She's having fun with this.
Like, it ends
this
up-
is like a fun little detective novel thing. Like,
Do you stay here? I'll make breakfast.
Okay, yeah, that would be great.
You're like writing it down, and you eventually realize that like one set relates to like numbers because they also like the names that they came from relate to the numbers.
Yes,
and
you gotta
find the
like.
one that's
Sometimes
like the
they
key.
index the name of the subsidiary, and then you
Exactly.
take that number. But sometimes it's like the sum of the
If
numbers.
I was not as lazy, I would have made an actual puzzle, and we all just would have sat here for like 2 hours
I
to
love
try
that
to
stuff.
solve it.
I do puzzle hunting on weekends. That's my big thing.
So after sloughing through a fairly complex puzzle, which I think Mainframe would be impressed by, right?
Analytical.
It's very much like someone thought about this and took time with it. So the first message is to Mainframe. It just says, Mainframe, you helped us once before. Please help us again. And there are 2 names, Sparrow, Hawthorne.
Sparrow and Hawthorne. He helped us once before.
Please help us again.
Please help us again. Can I roll, because Cheryl's not rolling high on this, can I roll a memory test to see who the hell those people are?
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure they would have given you their names at the time, but maybe.
Maybe just like, yeah. Well, I rolled 6 again.
We'll assume that they gave you the names. They're technomancers that you rescued from the jungle.
Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah.
The second message is to Fang.
Oh, cool.
You would have spared me. Please help me now. Fleet.
Wait, yeah.
Fleet.
So over eggs and sausage. I assume that's the breakfast of choice.
There's eggs. There's also tea.
Crumpets.
Breakfast tea. I reheated some crumpets. I'm not making them with my hand. That's insane.
They're the twist tubes, you know, the.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, those things. This is
I'm
fun.
sure they have crumpet versions now.
Yeah.
So over breakfast, and Mainframe takes entirely too long because she's like really excited about the puzzles, like walking everyone through the solution. Like so I had these numbers and there's these 2 balance sheets, and so you had to pull all these out, and she like walks everybody through. And she's, but she finally gets
spreadsheets and whiteboard.
She's like, and so they really put a lot of time into this, and I just anyway, their messages. So the technomancers I helped in the jungle, with the jumping out of the plane, are contacting me, and a guy named Fleet says you would have spared my.
No, it's a girl named Fleet.
Girl. Oh, wait.
Oh, sorry. You should give me the entire message.
You would have spared me. Please help me now. Fleet.
Does Fang remember? I remember. I'm realizing, does Fang remember? Spared.
No. Isn't this fun?
I mean, yeah.
Got secret messages, and it's with money. No,
How many hits did Fang get on her memory test? 2.
It's gonna take me a little bit, but
I think it'll take you a little bit. I also think you put together the connection of someone you would have spared and technomancers.
Oh yeah, there's only one technomancer we messed with, and it was the creepy doll factory, underneath the ground.
You mean
Remember?
at the theme park?
Yeah.
Oh, the theme park lady.
Yeah.
Doll factory.
Well,
No,
the
there was-
animatronics in lockers. It was.
Yeah.
It was.
Okay.
Yeah, the creepy doll factory.
You never
not a
told
doll
me there was
Doll
a-
factory.
You never told me there was a doll
That's right,
factory
you were
in there.
gone. You held.
Got
You were
trapped?
very impressive.
Right.
He held the door.
Remember how?
Hold the door.
I think at this point, spoilers have passed. Like,
Yeah, no, it's.
that was a while ago.
Wait. So did you say they sent you $5,000?
About 5,000 new yen each.
So that's like payment or down payment for a job. So Fang, if you've already spent yours, then you basically agreed to do the job.
Well, to be fair, they did. I mean, they had to know it would take her a while to figure.
I don't know. They might think I'm smart.
I mean, they did leave her a coded message. Which you might have figured out. Oh, didn't mean it.
No, I get you.
Who wants more bangers than
what's-
mash?
So what's more interesting though is that they're all technomancers, and all the sources are sort of Horizon. So this is essentially Horizon hiring both of us.
No, I think it's not. I think it's. Remember how I mentioned that you let all those technomancers free, but then you just kind of left them in the jungle? You know who would pick up all those technomancers?
I didn't leave them in the jungle. We extracted them. It was better
you?
than where they were. Trust me.
Was it? Because what it's sounding like is, if I understand corporations
Oh shit! You think that they're being abused again?
by Horizon, They're
I
in a
have to go
basement
get them
somewhere.
then.
Yeah, I know you do. And I want more pants. So
Well, I'm glad your priorities are also in order.
So this is so obviously a trap.
it's not. They won't. I'm not a technomancer. She's not a technomancer. Why would they want us?
Horizon was, aside from abusing the technomancers, and now I'm starting to see a pattern. Perhaps should have seen it earlier. Didn't necessarily look deeply enough on that, but they're on the surface they're fine. So infiltration, I don't know.
They definitely send us a secret message. People who are fine don't send secret messages.
Yeah.
Like, now that you're explaining to me that this is a code and not just a series of really great lottery winnings, I don't gamble.
It would be
it's
very
fine.
bad lottery winnings. You should not play lottery.
You can see all of her lotto
$2 at a time.
tickets.
So does the message say where they are? Or
You
can-
haven't gotten a message for, at this point, it's been maybe about 12 hours. And the other ones all came in pretty close in succession, which is why you noticed them. And so currently, it might be that they're going to be waiting to send you a follow-up to give you time to decode their initial message.
Yeah.
And we all checked our bank accounts to make sure.
It's just the two of them.
Can we? Do you have a way to contact Mordecai? Can you magic? Do you have to buy around magic rock?
I thought you actually know where he lives now.
Yeah.
Let's go visit him.
I don't. Think
Come on, let's go. I want to know where he
I don't
lives.
think he.
Come on, come
I
on,
respect
Bang,
Big
come
Papa. I think he wants a little bit of privacy.
He's also not in like his best state with the whole cleanse. Like if we're gonna go and do a group trip, maybe we should let him have all his magic back first.
Nah.
Listen, if he's getting clean, I don't want him to get back on the stuff just because we have a job.
Like, I don't think it's
Drugs
stuff.
are bad, guys, even when they're magic drugs and it happens to be baby teeth instead of bliss.
Pause for a
He doesn't
second.
actually eat
What?
them, right?
No, I don't think so.
If you
We did make a
really,
cake.
if
We
you
did
really,
make a cake.
all right, look, if you really don't want to show me where he lives, then I'll get a bear doctor to send him an owl.
I would love that.
While at your lodge, you notice Cornbread hissing violently at an owl that is screeching and like circling your lodge, going. It's a screeching owl,
Great.
Can I give them?
and it eventually tries to land in like near you, and then Cornbread tries to attack it, and so it like skitters back.
I just watch all of this. I'm not. It's the beauty of nature.
It really is. It really is. The owl will probably eventually give up and fly away if
Wait,
you
it
don't
won't
make
drop-
contact with it.
It won't drop
A
a
few minutes
message.
later, a bear arrives.
Like, I don't know how the owl delivers the message.
Well,
Does
isn't it
it like
just a-
open its mouth and words come out?
It's not a howler.
It is now. It opens its mouth.
It's actually a spirit.
Fine. It opens its
Owl
mouth
is not what it seems.
and words come out.
Okay. What
And
words?
it sounds like Cromwell's voice. Because it's an imitating owl.
Hello there, Mordecai. Two things. You should come visit us, and two, you should check your bank account and see if there's anything you don't expect in there.
And it flies away.
Oh, I didn't get.
I go unconscious. I astrally project. I find them wherever they are,
Not hard to find.
Cromwell's
and
house.
I'm assuming we're still over there.
I manifest, and I say, "What's going on?" Sorry.
You know, we should think about some better mail or a delivery system for you. Or maybe
Mail. Like,
Contacting you when we want to
Yeah.
talk to you, and you're.
I'm nearly done with this asceticism. Okay, just like
How old are you?
why are you asking me that, Fang?
Well,
It's not
if you're-
polite.
No, I know. I love you.
Is this just your mouth that's manifested,
No,
or all of you?
it's me and like
If you're-
it's like Obi-Wan Kenobi,
If you're
like
over
ghost
the
form.
age of 65, we can decide to put you in a house closer to us.
That's also not how that works. She's not related to us. You have no power to tell us.
We'll stick a pin in that.
It holds up in court.
We're gonna stick a pin in that.
Well,
What's going on? Look, I'm almost done with this.
uh,
It's just a few more days. And
long
then-
story short, Fang and I have been. Someone has attempted to hire Fang and I via a secret money message in our bank accounts, and it's Horizon, and it's secret messages from technomancers, and they may be trapped inside.
And they might not have enough time to wait 3 days.
Are they gonna pay us to rescue them?
They've already put 10,000 new yen in 2 bank accounts. Whether or not they are proposing that they hire all of them back, we're probably in a strong position to negotiate.
All right. Well, I guess I'm in. Someone needs to come pick me up, though.
I'll come.
Team car.
Do I have a car?
I mean, like, I don't know.
Do you know me?
No,
Isn't it?
How many? do I
no,
have?
but like, I don't know how much you've downsized.
No, I
You don't
live in
have
my
enough-
van right now. That's
Oh, I didn't know that.
Do we know where we're going?
No,
No.
that's the other thing. Is it's not. I will get you when we have
No.
any idea about things.
That's okay. I can keep projecting here for a few hours if you want.
Technically, he's supposed to be here because it is Tuesday night, so we should get him anyways.
What?
Because it's Tuesday where we all hang out on Tuesday nights.
That's right, because it's currently Tuesday at about 11:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
It's probably like 12:30 now.
It's gonna take all day. I'm just saying.
Okay,
But
are you
really,
willing
don't you
to-
remember the schedule of the hangout?
Are
like,
we
laid
gonna?
out?
Are you willing to come over for Tuesday MFEC group night?
I
Oh, I have a new Gordon Weissman game.
Yes, a
Fine.
fucking dice.
Is it just like a roulette that you just pour them?
I'll come
Alright,
over. Look,
okay.
I know it's inconvenient, this whole asceticism thing, but just thank you for bearing with it.
That's fine. I'll see you in whatever length of time it takes to get out to.
Takes a couple hours. So in the transit time, you notice very precisely 24 hours after you got the first payment, you receive another one.
Which she does?
This payment, she does. You also do.
Oh, yeah.
Is it enough for pants?
It is enough for many pairs of pants.
Oh shoot.
This one is probably about another 2,000. That comes in a few other similar chunks.
Okay. And do I have the previous code to apply? Because I'm gonna assume, even if this wasn't the case before, I'm getting like proactive notifications every time a dollar amount comes through, and if I had figured out a translation key, I would probably.
So you notice these ones don't follow the same one, so
New pattern.
you will take a little bit more time to solve this pattern. You also find it's a little bit odd that manipulating that they're. Give me a matrix perception.
5.
So you become pretty clear that you're missing something as you're doing it. You're almost there. You're so close. Like it's following all the
I
right
call
patterns.
Fang.
Even with her information, you have it. You're missing something.
Somebody else has got money.
And we're going to say you have to end up going into VR trying to solve this. And so when you go in, you see just sort of sitting near you in the matrix these weird pockets of kind of flashes of data like you've seen before. And you recognize it as being the last time you encountered sprites on the matrix. You're not able to kind of pinpoint it. These ones aren't bunnies. These ones look slightly different.
What do they look like?
Let me decide whose they are. They look like just from when you see them, they look like small like sprouts, saplings coming out from the ground, and then like growing little legs, like little tiny baby ants.
So I in
Little
VR,
roots.
I lean over to one of the little sprites and just whisper, "Where can we find you?"
And it pulls off like a little pod and leaf that comes off, and you see the resonance sort of leave it. It's the hash function where it basically protects a file using just resonance, and hands you like a bud that'll open up, and you can pull out from there. You get the rest of the code.
Thank you.
And it doesn't go away.
Oh, okay. Great. I'll get on that real fast.
And it kind of like it does that like little.
It wants a message. Oh, does it want this back once I've
No,
applied the
it's
transform?
like waiting.
Okay. So I take the hash function and run it against the data that I assume I've gotten from Fang and myself.
So as you translate this one and you get the code, it's a kind of bits of messages. It'll say, "You're under no obligation, but we're asking for help. We're trapped. The AI is using us."
Okay.
Claudia knows what's happening. Thanks.
Okay. So we are
And
trapped.
if you are willing to accept, send a message, a return message. And there will be as much as we can transfer in it for you and your friends.
Your friends, so they do mention essentially MFEC?
Yeah.
So, great. Well, I know at this point that most of the group, or at least half of the group, was in, and mainframe will probably accept regardless, and we'll figure out the staffing later because she just feels connected to these people, and she feels like there's guilt, and there's all kinds of complicated things going on right there. So she whispers that we accept, awaiting further instructions.
audio
put
file.
Put it in a little pod and hand it back to the tiny little sprite.
And it wraps itself up again and kind of like dives into the resonance of the matrix and disappears. You're able to see like a little flashes of the trail as it goes on into the distance.
Technomancers do have a certain style. Gotta appreciate that. All right. Well, now I'm probably in Snoqualmie, so it's time to pick up. Good.
I like that you're just like doing that in the car.
Yeah, just like one hand's like making sure, turning, slowing down. Whatever.
It's fine. The car can run on autopilot.
Yeah. She's run this route a couple of times now, so she knows what to expect. Pulls up.
Hey, Mainframe 3.
Hey, Mordecai. Feeling clean?
Well, I'm working on it. Did you need to check my bank account or anything like that?
I do not. It looks like
Okay.
the messages were only being sent to me and Fang. We got what we needed. Our friends have reached out again, and they are trapped by an AI. So that's interesting and terrifying, but
Huh.
kind of like a Matrix spirit.
A Matrix spirit.
Yeah. But powerful, probably. They usually are. But with not being tied to meat space.
I remember when spirits used to work with me before they became dicks.
Sharky, are you still? Sharky.
You actually hear the laugh.
That's weird. He brought his friends this time.
Look, I'm sorry he's being such
Whatever.
a fish about things.
What can you do?
Did you have fun in Ireland?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
There was a wall.
Is there anything ever? Would there ever be anything that would be fun for you?
I don't know. I'm kind of a homebody, which, now that I have a home is a thing for me, I guess.
Well, okay, yeah.
Is this a private conversation or is this an...
Yeah, we're off it. Snoqualmie off the grid.
My comlink is not on.
And there is no Matrix service.
Yeah, it's pretty patchy out here.
What is it that you like to do for fun?
Well, I thought our dancing was pretty fun back when that happened a couple of times.
Yeah.
Travel. I like feeling like I'm making a difference.
I've been thinking about travel too. All I can do is think about how to get out of this situation with the dragon. But that's what happens when you let yourself get ties to places. Now between Cornbread and the rest of you guys, I don't know what to do.
Feeling like you want to leave?
I think there's definitely a time in my life when I would have left long ago. Still not entirely sure what holds me back.
Clearly Cornbread.
Well, he is very cute. The owl's gone, Cornbread. It's fine.
He probably misses Scooby.
Yeah, he really got along well with Scooby.
Corporate gets into the catnip.
Well, I guess we better get to it if we're gonna keep to Fang's schedule.
Mm-hmm. And so we drive back.
2 hours later, sun is setting.
It's like a 45-minute drive there. And then,
Traffic though.
Yeah.
Oh, did you just make traffic in front of us? You stopped it.
No, but like sunset would be around like
We're in March.
7,
We're probably getting towards early March now.
6.
Yeah, it's like 7 now.
Yeah, so like it is some traffic. Not too much.
I don't know. We don't have windows here, so I guess.
have no
oh, we
idea.
do. They're just
Wait, there's
never
a
open.
window? Is it a fake
Sometimes
window?
they even let us outside.
Sometimes. Help! We're trapped. This is not a, this is a message.
So how are so we're stuck in traffic, I guess, because
Sorry, I can shut
just
up.
made that
Like,
happen.
You get there
That's funny.
eventually.
I get so excited to expand.
Mainframe. No, it's cool. Mainframe would probably, there'd be some awkward silence, and they look at each other a little bit, and like. So, how was it with Fang and Cromwell and?
It's weird. I mean, everything's weird with Cromwell to begin with, but I mean, I guess they seem happy together, and that's what really matters, right?
The whole X thing wasn't a problem.
It didn't wind up being nearly as much of a problem. I mean, Fang nearly did try to kill her and would have been probably consummately killed by her, but
What stopped her?
self-control, oddly enough, which was impressive. But I think also she really does care for Cromwell. It just makes me sad. Well, just because I don't think Cromwell's really going to be in it for the long haul.
What do you mean?
Because he's a man on a mission, and he's always going to be more obsessed with that mission than anything else.
It was. Yeah.
I mean,
It's pretty
don't you
depressing
think
when
so?
put it that- I don't know any. I can't get inside Cromwell's brain. I could barely get him to treat me like an equal. He did apologize at the bar, which was something, but we've never really been able to see eye to eye, and that's not just owing to the height difference.
Yeah. I think Cromwell is just convinced of his own fate and that he's going to just keep running towards that no matter what.
And you don't think he sees Fang as part of that?
I don't know. I don't know if she's enough for him.
She should
Yeah.
Traffic abates.
be. Hey.
You make it to the house. You pull up. So you have this piece of information. You know that you've passed on the message to the sprite. And
She shares that with everybody. Just think the whole like, it was a happy little. He seemed very nice, the little sprite. It was like a little treat. They seem like friendly technomancers. I mean, obviously, you shouldn't trust anything in the Sixth World, but at least it was cute.
I'm eating. These are my chopsticks.
Oh, okay.
You're like, are you shooting me now?
No, I got takeout. There's food. There's people.
Oh,
there's food,
great.
there's people, there's joy. You'll get through the matrix at some point. You'll get a. I don't really know if it's like a message, like so the equivalent of someone knocking on your comlink.
Excuse me for a minute. I've got a visitor. Go to another room.
And this one is a small bird. Birdie told you.
A sparrow.
I mean, it's digital. Sure, yeah, it looks like a sparrow.
Yeah.
And it'll just kind of sit and just chirps.
Oh.
It doesn't seem to do anything.
Oh, it's just chirping. It's not talking. Okay, so I just have a bird friend now.
Currently, yes.
Does
If
it
you
seem-
try and do anything to it, or say anything,
Oh,
or,
right, yes.
like, interact with it in any way.
Do you have any information on how to find your friends?
It kind of chirps positively towards you.
Great. That's good. Are they in Seattle? Oh, they are. Oh, wow. I thought that was going to be a lot more complicated. Are they in a Horizon facility?
And when you say the name Horizon, the sprite decompiles and creates this kind of three-dimensional image in front of you, and you see what appears to be kind of these intersecting lines, and then a large globe in the center. And then it fades.
Intersecting lines, large globe. It's not the theme park.
Nope.
Does it look like a map of Seattle?
Looks like it could be part of a map of Seattle.
Okay. Horizon doesn't have a spherical building.
How much do you remember about Horizon?
Can I run a memory test?
I remember all these things.
It's Horizon's famous Epcot Center.
Yay! 4.
You know that Horizon has a base in, or a campus in South Lake Union. And one of the things that they have on this campus is their dome.
Just
Which-
the one? Just one biodome?
It's one biodome, and it is referred to as their. It is, what did they refer to it as? It's the research biome. Is what it is referred to as. And it's in the center of the campus. It's surrounded by all their buildings. You can kind of see it from above, but you can't access it unless you're a Horizon employee. And it's touted as like a beautiful thing, and it's pretty, and there's lights, and like it's just part of the skyline of the city of Seattle.
But only evil corporations build dome-shaped buildings in Seattle.
That's not true, is it?
It might also happen to be located
Yeah.
near Westlake.
That's.
The mall?
I was wondering if it might be.
Oh, it's the one that actually
more
exists now.
specifically,
Yes.
it is between Blanchard, Westlake, and 6th Avenue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually built right now. Oh, I remember you looking at it and being like,
So if you don't live in Seattle, the inside joke occurring right now is Amazon has built some biodomes in Seattle. So
Wait, they're actually biodomes?
Well,
they got trees
Are
in
they?
them.
they're
I mean, they're not like Pauly Shore hiding in them or anything.
yeah. They're mostly decorative.
They were just a high-tech panic room.
What's this?
That's for her.
I mean,
Did you color both of them?
I colored all 3 of them.
But guys,
I get bored at
3?
school.
You should
Oh,
be
you got one.
I should be teaching. My students get breaks. So I sit there and color while I watch them.
right.
Don't
Balls
kill
of
anyone.
steel.
Oh, stories, not
Yeah, so
stones.
it's the biodome is surrounded by 3 progressively taller buildings.
Yes.
One of which is 10 stories, one of which is 20 stories, one of which is 50 stories. It's kind of like a stair stepping.
Yeah. I didn't put it, but this one is
Skyscrapers.
the same height. The one directly across.
Oh, okay.
I meant to take a picture of this and give it to QQ so she could show it to you guys, but
He asked.
it looks
We'll get
like
it in
downtown
post.
Seattle.
Wait, what?
No, that's what you yell for like.
So you know this region of the city.
Great. Excellent. And is there any?
The sprite is gone. It turned
Oh.
into data.
God damn.
Oh.
Data went away. Oh,
There's no like
birdie.
X on it that it could have.
Yeah, that was the next question. Was like, where inside the circle are you? But I assume there was no data along those lines.
No.
Okay. Well, I come back from the other room where I sequestered myself after the knock on my comm link, which is an interesting sensation, and I explain and show to folks with the little 3D projector where the birdie sprite indicated that the folks would be downtown.
Where the little birdie told you?
Yeah, but a little birdie told me our friends are in this biodome.
Seems like a trap.
You do get some impression that you probably need to make a show of good faith that you're actually going to do this before they will give you more information. Because they are putting themselves at risk by sending
Sure.
sprites out.
Wonder what kind of show of good faith that would be useful.
Are you asking to the team?
No, I was sort of reasoning out loud.
Like you need to.
Do I have a bank? Like, is there a bank account I can reverse communicate with them in?
They're everything's coming from such disparate
Okay.
accounts or locations. But you
I
get
mean-
like your GM sense tells you that like they've put themselves out there and you need to respond back in some
I mean, there's
Mainframe goes
for
into-
them to know that the job has really been taken and being acted
Mainframe
on.
would go into Jack Point and post a haiku about birds and tiny bird spheres and tiny trees.
The sphere.
I mean, there's also
Oh,
cameras down there. We could just go down there and like.
Well, but we don't know if they're in. I mean, are they trapped by
They
Horizon?
said trapped. They said they were trapped by an AI.
Let's just throw fireworks up.
So
along that
anyone who
area
has like
and
basic
be like, "We're
corporate
coming."
knowledge.
I have many corporate
yeah.
knowledge.
I mean, Horizon. Everybody knows about the mass mind AI at Horizon.
Yes.
Is that what we're
Yeah.
thinking
same-
about?
Yeah. It is fairly well known knowledge that AI has been to varying degrees controlled or utilized a hive mind AI that I think is sometimes referred to as the consensus, but other times has different names. And it was the AI that said, you should just round up all these technomancers and kill them. And Horizon was like, that doesn't sound like a horrible, awful plan at all. Sure, we'll do it. And they did. So
They didn't get rid of the AI after that.
I think
still there.
it's still there, and they've like reprogrammed it.
So it surveys all the employees of Horizon, which are basically citizens, that you ask little questions every day, and it uses that to sort of monitor supposedly the personality of the whole corporation based on the personality of individuals. It turns that into an AI, which then makes the choices on the behalf of the whole. Which for a long time, Horizon said made them a good, like, non-evil corporation until they got in a fight with as technology, and all of a sudden it started to make very violent choices.
Oh, like, let's kill all these people that we're afraid of.
So I think they've put some restraints on it now since some of the
Supposedly.
incidents. Supposedly, they
It's
have
supposed to be nice now.
done some things to affect the AI, but AI generally holds, or sometimes it's called DI, digital intelligence, generally holds fairly high suspicion. People are concerned about it and fairly mistrustful of it because it does not have a meat space form. It's kind of like the equivalent of Dragons of the Matrix, right? It doesn't have the same sort
Mainframe
of
does not trace
bounds or boundaries or existence that might make it behave or operate in any way that could be understood by humans with minds and physical bodies.
Oh, speaking of being nice, I got you a present, Mordecai.
Really?
Yeah, it's a season pass to that a new amusement park out by where Fang says you live. I thought maybe you could take, she hasn't told me specifically where it is, but she said generally it's where Twin Peaks is, our favorite amusement park we like to go to.
We do like to go to it. It's great.
And this is a season pass and you can take anybody you want.
Including me. Because I like to go more.
That's not the point, it's from my brain, Fang. I'm trying to be nice now.
It's nice for me to go to.
I appreciate the sentiment, Cromwell. I'm actually troubled by that particular amusement park, and I'm
Oh,
looking,
scared of roller coasters. It happens to the best of them. They're not that frightening.
yeah,
Even
no.
if you get stuck in horrific VR experiences.
Did you guys get stuck on a roller coaster upside down?
Yeah.
They did.
I mean,
Cromwell almost died.
we've been over this
That's
before.
a
They don't
fucking
let me
roller
ride on the rides regardless.
Because I figured out the ground was something that could kill a troll.
Gravity into ground.
I fought back.
Yeah, you did, asshole.
Thanks for the pass, I suppose. I didn't get you anything.
Well, you came all the way to Ireland and helped me out in a bind.
That's true. I did help out. I guess, yeah. Based on that, you would owe me even more than this.
It's a pretty nice pass. You can skip the lines and everything.
Yeah. If I'm skipping the lines, it's only so I can destroy the place. So.
Well, that sounds like an interesting weekend for someone.
Eat some more of this. Just eat the chow mein.
Remember, Mainframe likes amusement
Anyway.
parks.
It's an amusement park in my backyard. You wouldn't want that in your backyard.
So it is in your backyard, like you live close to it?
Well, Fang already told you that.
Yeah, but
So yes, I suppose so.
It's something I like because I'm just whispering to Elsie. I can hear it.
That must be helpful. You know, then that she can probably hear when you guys whisper to each other, right? I want to
Anyway,
watch
this
that.
chow mein is delicious.
So now we're all whispering.
There's a lot of angry whispering to each other.
Elsie, how are you doing?
Voulez-vous?
Oh.
Go on.
Qu'est-ce que vous voulez?
Oui.
No?
I'm trying to learn French.
You're doing a great job.
I mean, you're not doing that great a
petite
job.
chocolat. Oui.
Un petit?
Oui.
No.
Did you want me to tutor you in French?
Yeah.
Really?
Okay.
I was hoping you would say no.
Really?
I would now like us to spend 5 minutes of Mordecai teaching Elsie French.
Wait, do you actually know French in real life?
I know some.
Oh, you're so cool.
I'm Canadian.
I know.
We all know French.
No, that's not true.
I'll put it français.
You're a little bit French too?
No. Tu peux pas.
Wait, raise your hand if you speak a little bit of French. Yeah, okay.
The education system.
Raise your hand if you speak a little bit of Spanish. Raise your hand if you speak a little bit of Ewok. Okay.
I speak Simlish.
Yup, nub.
Dig dig.
Elvish, Klingon.
We know a couple of.
We do. We
So
learned.
what do you guys do? You're kind of just sitting there.
We're
You have-
eating takeout.
You're eating takeout. You're angrily whispering at each other.
I want to do a drive-by of the giant ball.
That sounds
Yeah.
like a great idea.
Yeah, you know that they're located somewhere on the Horizon South Lake Union campus, which is primarily a research campus without a lot of their like business services there. So most of the campus is closed. The portion in the top quadrant, the quadrant E4, that is the building that is the non-closed portion, or at least portions of it are not closed. The triangular building.
Right, the triangular building, which is 75 stories high, and you could like coast down on, say, a paraglider from the top of that down to one of these other buildings.
What? Why would you think about that?
I have no idea. It might take, 100 combat turns, but you could do it.
How tall is the orb?
The orb is
look
about
crystal
probably about the 20 stories. I mean, if you,
Because if it sits higher than everything else and it's part of the skyline.
it's about 40 meters tall.
Okay.
So you can only, it's interesting because you could, it's 40,
About 40 meters, which is,
that'd be
yeah, 40, it's about,
15 stories.
yeah,
Nice ratio.
yeah, because a story is about 3 meters, so it's about 15 stories.
So
So, it's,
we actually think they're in the dome, or at least they indicated something about it.
The bird seemed insistent that the dome was the center of this particular engagement.
I mean, let's put it this way. If you're a corporation that's being creepy and keeping someone locked up in
I'd
your
keep
beautiful
them in a dome.
campus,
Keep them
where you would put them in the fucking
in your
dome.
magical dome in the center of a bunch of buildings.
glass, right? Do
You don't actually know a lot about what the dome is made of. They only ever describe it as like cutting edge, high tech,
be
and it's like
magical
we assume it's
pretty.
got a mana barrier around it.
It's a good bet. I mean, they're a AAA corp.
We'll know when we get down there anyway.
Well, let's swing by and like spray paint "We're coming" in bright yellow, and then they'll know.
How about I just take a picture or two of things in the general vicinity and post those pictures on Jackpoint, a different forum, and they will know
Yeah.
What
I mean. In addition to my haiku, which I'm sticking by.
I want to circle the block on the Harley. Does anybody want to hop on the back with
I just
me?
imagine you just like take some selfies of you.
Well, the selfie might be a bit much, but yes.
Fang, do you resist the temptation to take a selfie?
I mean, if I go on this trip, I'm gonna take a selfie. But if there's only one spot on the motorcycle,
I think there's two. There's one behind Elsie and there's the sidecar.
We'll actually
Captain
have.
Pickles is in the same. No.
I'll actually have my own Harley now.
Oh.
I was gonna surprise you, but
it's a surprise.
I'll go with Elsie, and
Thanks, Morty.
I'm like just shouting over the sound of the street, French phrases into her ear while we go. So, Voici le pamplemousse. Say it back. Say it.
Yo soy un trabajando.
If you're not gonna try, we're not going to do this.
Je suis un pompadouse.
Fang, I've never asked you. Are you very good at gunnery?
Yeah.
So mainframe is going to take her own vehicle because this is all happening.
Okay,
Better
so
than you.
Because there's a mounted machine gun on the back of
Is
the
there
Harley.
really?
It's
What
outfitted.
What do you have?
One that I paid a lot of million for to put lots of weapons for Fang to operate on.
Is it one where we're back to back so I can be like,
You can spin around on it and operate. It can only do the reverse 180.
it's cool.
Hey Mordechai, how do you say third wheel in French?
Le troisième cercle.
Le troisième circle. Yeah, I'll work on it.
So, Fang and Cromwell ride on the back of Cromwell's Harley towards South Lake Union. Elsie and Mordecai attempt to learn French while riding on her
Meanwhile,
Harley.
the one who solved all the puzzles and stuff, everyone's like, peace!
We established that you could get on.
Elsie has a sidecar.
Yeah. You could do
No, but
it.
she said Captain Pickles was in the
No,
sidecar.
I was joking.
No, okay.
He's not.
Get, get in there.
All right.
He's just in my back.
So this go gang, MMFEC's go gang heads to South Lake Union.
Yeah, it's in my backpack.
You know how much it'll be.
Dog's
hold it
backpack. With the intention of doing what when you get down there? You can drive there. You can see the building. You can circle the building.
Well, you said one of the buildings is open to the public.
Yeah, the first sort of few floors are open to the public.
So
It's not a
there's
completely closed campus.
There's information on tours?
Not really official tours of the campus. Like, you could go in, it'd be where people would have meetings. It's kind of the small corporate portion. It might be where people have offices that aren't research facilities, or where the middle managers all happen to be.
I mean, Mainframe 3, if we just get you into that public area, can you jack into the Matrix and do all of your computer things?
You'd be able to get onto, if you could find something on there, you would likely be able to access a portion of the host, but your suspicion would be that they have separate hosts.
Yeah.
One for the high tech and one for the lower tech.
I might be able to find documents concerning the AI, but I think that whatever network these technomancers are trapped in is probably walled off on the Matrix as well.
Could these sparrows on the inside give us an in, like unlock a door, or let us sneak into the eye security part if
It
we
is
told them?
possible, but they have not indicated as such yet.
Maybe if you just make your presence known on the Matrix, they'll come to you.
Or maybe the AI will come to me and I will die. One just needs to be careful about how present one is. We can assess this. I'm not opposed to going in and assessing, but I'm not going to do the equivalent of showing up in the Matrix and saying, hello! I will poke around.
for me.
I think it is a good idea for me to show up quietly on the external Horizon servers and see if my bird friends come to find me.
Especially because you know in this area you could directly access a Horizon grid too, and that would put you closer to them. Like, if they're in the Horizon facility, they'll be on a Horizon
Once we're
grid.
just down there, then Cromwell and I can at least get a bit of a survey of what the magical defenses are like, and I mean, we won't know what to expect until we go down there, but I think it's a good first step.
Sounds like a plan.
Let's do it.
All right.
Vroom vroom.
So you head down. Everybody can kind of just give me a flat perception of whatever kind they're doing for what they notice as you're circling the building.
I'm going to give you a building security check.
Okay. Yeah. And if you want to do any other checks like building security, law enforcement.
Sure.
If you,
Magical security.
I got 1 out of 5 glitches, but no hits. Still
You got
fine.
no hits and over half were glitches? No. You
This
just
is
got
the
no hits.
complete
Just got no hits.
lack of.
It's complete lack
I'm
of
taking
hits.
a lot of
You
selfies.
are so distracted by this machine
I
gun.
really like that there's a gun. I'm taking selfies.
And you're
with the
like,
gun.
you're on a seat that swivels. You're like, no hands!
Yeah.
And you're taking a lot of selfies. You're like, Cromwell.
Yeah, that's definitely happening.
Yeah.
I'm definitely taking pictures of you guys
let her
and
into
then
the
drawing on it and then sending it to you guys.
Okay, let's kind of go down and see what everyone got.
I used 2 thumper dice. My building security check is 5.
Okay,
Perception 4.
perception 4. Great.
Got 4 on perception.
4 on perception, nothing.
3 on perception and corporate knowledge check of 5.
Okay.
3 astral perception.
3 astral perception. So as you look around the building from the astral perspective, your hunch was correct. The dome itself has a large circular spherical ward over it that sits kind of just outside the actual structure of it.
Goddamn mana barriers.
It is a mana barrier. It does not appear to be a physical barrier as well. So it is, I think, the mana barrier on both dual natured, right? On both
Dual-natured
planes.
mana barrier.
You see kind of a handful of other ones throughout the building, but nothing of the same scale. And there is some variation in terms of the strength of the barriers. The strongest one is definitely the one around the dome.
What force is it?
It is force 8.
All right. Good to know.
You also know from your knowledge of magical security that there is, without a doubt, on-site spirits and a couple of mages that would probably be patrolling, and they would have a pretty rapid HTR response. So it's more of a, if something does get through the mana barrier, they will be there immediately. So the mana barrier is kind of more of a warning sign than it is necessarily intended to keep people out, given the strength of it. Cromwell, you're able to see kind of the same thing from the astral perspective. Both of you would probably notice a handful of spirits that do seem, some of them are materialized, some are not. that appear to be part of the patrolling of the area. They seem to mostly be guardian or beast spirits, like they are intended just to be security forces. And a handful of astral signatures of people who appear to be awakened. From a building security standpoint, you notice that the dome is completely enclosed by all of the buildings, that there is no obvious, it's not like it's open to the public at all in any way. The buildings, the sort of bottom floors of them have no windows, so that the shorter 10-story buildings, except that very front where there appears to be kind of an entryway, that's the only portion that has any windows. As they go higher up, there are some windows and floors and with windows on them, but all of them are above kind of the first 10 stories.
That distance between the dome and that closest building that kind of is behind it on both sides, is that, how many meters is that?
10. 10 and a half, or 10, 15, somewhere in there. There's a key at the bottom. 1 square is 10 meters.
I saw that. It was gorgeous. That's how you make maps.
And so,
Give or
in
take.
theory, someone could jump from one of the higher windows onto the dome, but then
Yes.
they'd have to deal with the fact that there's a mana barrier.
Yes. They would have to deal with the fact that there's mana barrier and then whatever other
And there's
security happens
spirits
to be
and
there.
such around. Cromwell relays that to everybody.
You do get from your kind of satellite view of it, you know that there is some foliage around the building. From your building security knowledge, foliage is generally used to hide things, like sensors or turrets.
Oh, you're letting us know.
Because we rolled
Because-
on our
Do I see
perception.
ultra? Because I can see ultrasonic sensors.
You as in
Like
like
any
motion,
motion
any
sensor?
motion sensors around the outside of the building. They do not appear to be motion sensors because it's less than 10 meters away from kind of the street level, so the motion sensors
Right.
would probably be tricky. So you would either suspect it might be, based on that, they would either want something that responds to pressure or proximity. So, like if you actually went and tried to climb on the building, but there's no windows on those first 10 floors. So yes, this is based on your, building security-wise, dense foliage. And the other effect that it can sometimes have is give some noise if you're trying to access things, especially around that dome. You notice that it's like kind of beautiful and it's like from above, you're like, oh, there's beautifully manicured trees. Damn it.
Wrap some lead around the branches or something. It wraps some metal around
Yeah.
the branches or something.
It just breaks up. It stops communication from being as easy. Other pieces from your general perception, there's obviously only that one entrance to the research building, the kind of U-shaped one, and that's on Westlake Avenue. The other building has its main entrance on Westlake Avenue, and then a couple of entrances on Virginia and 8th Avenue. So there's more ways in and out of that building. That building also has the sides of it are slightly shorter, and then that central tower on the triangle is what's the 75 stories. The other parts are probably more like 20, 25.
The research building is the
big one.
The big
square
one with the
one.
hole in the middle. And you said Westlake is the only place where there's a door, and it's that brown walkway. Okay.
Oh.
And that's the portion that has some glass, where there's kind of like an atrium entryway. You definitely see, if you kind of look into it a little bit, you see that there is security outside, immediately outside the door, as well as likely on the inside as well.
They have really planned for something exactly like us coming here.
Well, I doubt they could plan for something exactly like us.
I feel like my plan of just running in the entrance and then leaving isn't gonna work.
I
What?
agree with that assessment.
What was that going to
Can you
accomplish?
see it all underground? No,
No.
not unless you send it.
No.
Well, if they were laying on sleeping bags on the ground floor
I
of
did-
the first floor. we could've
You were really just
walked in.
hoping they were just inside the entryway,
Camped out.
shackled.
Yeah.
I did actually earlier. I was going to ask, does the Orc Underground go under this area?
I don't think so, no. I think the
it's
Orc
further south.
Underground goes from downtown and then goes south,
Yeah.
not north, because we're north of downtown.
Because they're literally in the Seattle underground
Yeah,
area, right? So
yeah. More
It's
or
all
less, and then kind of
reframed.
expanded from there. But I think they go more towards the I district.
Fifth World, there's the bus tunnel under that area, I guess. But so that
There's
might be-
potentially some getting there, but you would expect that
Yes.
their under regions are also reinforced in some capacity as well. So this is, from what you can tell, a highly secured corporate facility that is intended to keep things in and out.
So mainframe changed into like business closed. So given that I assume it's still daytime. No, wait. Did we leave right after? Is it?
I don't know. Did you leave that night? It's probably.
It's evening, I think.
Yeah, we definitely had dinner.
But she
and
did not
everything.
change her business clothes. It's just a straight up drive by for this time.
So, do they have a public lobby area in the way that the other corp?
In the research building?
Yeah.
No.
Or just any of these
Yeah,
buildings?
in the building in that top corner. The triangle.
Okay.
E4.
But it wouldn't be
E4.
open this late.
No.
Oh, I have a weird idea.
Probably not this late, no.
Let's hear it.
All right. Several of the news broadcasts come from inside Horizon, right? Mm-hmm. They're the media.
Yeah, they're a fairly large
We have a
media
lot of
conglomerate.
footage that hasn't been broadcast. We have the original footage of Brackhaven and do we have that footage actually?
Which one?
Or is that different runners? No, we did actually recover the footage, and you made a copy. We have
Which footage?
of Brackhaven's assistant kidnapping the guy,
Emil Corrigan.
Emil Corrigan, which never came to light exactly what happened there. We have footage of the dragon being summoned, of like the dragon appearing the
Did we
first
give
time.
that to what's
Give it to
Toph?
Toph.
Did we give that to Toph?
But we kept our own copy, right?
True, but didn't Toph broadcast it SSN style?
I think he did.
Okay.
But the point is that we probably have footage of the
We
stuff that happened
might
on
have
election
some
night.
Footage for someone to get on the news and get us into the building that way.
You mean walk in and offer it to Horizon?
Sure. Say like show them a little bit. Say we've got it and we've
Which
got
building are you
information.
trying to get into?
Well, really, we're trying to get to any of them where you can get matrix access, right?
Well, the thing is, I don't want to be made. I don't want them to know that I'm around. And if I have to pass through metal detectors, I may not be able to get my deck through.
I think the public building would be just a good start. Like, these technomancers, they're probably going to be looking for you where the AI wouldn't be looking for you.
Right.
And so if you just appear locally on the Matrix and just do whatever normal Matrix stuff you deckers do when you're on the Matrix.
Matrix stuff.
Yeah. Without being conspicuous about it, you know, like
Which is-
checking bank accounts or... I mean, that's really the only thing I know that you do other than brick things.
Fine.
You could
Dance competitions.
do that and then just see if
No, I
they,
mean,
they come to
I'm
you.
more along that line of thinking. I'd rather not create a scene or identify ourselves in any way, especially because the footage to somebody who does know about us ties it back to us.
I am very curious to know what's in my bank account, so if you get a chance, you can feel free to do
Do
that.
you have a bank account, or
But
do you
I'm
just keep it in
okay.
breadsticks under your mattress?
Like, I'd be okay going in with footage. Like, especially if it's, like, just to see if I can get further into the building doing that.
You do have the Crund footage.
Yes!
The naked crunch footage.
The naked Crund footage.
Is there like a TMZ?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Horizon?
No, there is definitely like.
So,
Well, it
because I have nothing to lose. Like, I mean,
It's like
at the very worst, they're gonna
CMS,
brush me
corporate
off
media
as
scandals.
somebody that's like just wants a paycheck.
No,
for
that's
this money.
My-
I'm totally fine with this approach as long as I'm not the one who's
Yeah.
being tagged. If you guys want to
And
do
I
that
don't
in
need
parallel,
to take any equipment.
My whole point is we don't know where we're trying to get to first, and so that I think that would be a good thing to do once we know which building we're actually trying to access. And
So
I think you're right. My bird friends will find me if I'm on the Horizon local network, so I'm just gonna hang out in the lobby when it's open, because that's what people do. It would be very odd if I just showed up
pretend you have an
now.
appointment or something.
this is Horizon. Are they open? I mean, in the sixth world, I imagine
Normal business hours are
it
still
is,
some
okay.
like they're extended, but it would be odd to have
It's
someone
like
at
4
like
a.m. to 2 p.m. It's corporate working hours.
4 a.m. to 2 p.m.
no, it's 4 a.m. to like 7 p.m.
Well, it would depend on how many countries they have
Like
subsidiaries
5 to
in.
7 probably.
That makes more sense.
Yeah.
Well, let's have the footage prepped in case we need it as a like something goes wrong and we need to explain why we're there. But let's
Well,
go
what
with
footage?
footage.
I
You
actually
definitely
wanna go
No,
in.
Mainframe has artfully edited Krund footage. It's like
So there's no full Krund visible.
Oh no, I think there's full crunch,
no,
but no
it's-
full crom.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
it's also like
'cause
really
that's-
nice smooth
Well, fun is
cuts.
art
Like
form.
it's
It's a.
there's more than one thing you can do on the Matrix.
I
believe you,
wanna,
I just don't know
take
why.
this footage and try to go get a meeting with somebody. Because
Because now you want to be on. It's like CMS,
Well-
corporate news or CNS, corporate news scandals.
So, but so Elsie actually has an ulterior motive for doing this,
Okay.
in that she went to Secondi and she's really kind of interested in what's going on with the clones and with Krund, and so she actually has the ulterior motive of she actually wants to like keep that story in the limelight,
Okay.
so to speak, and draw some attention to it
Yeah.
because she thinks it's all connected.
It's not a bad idea.
So.
But right now it's 9:30 p.m. and we've gone around this building 3 times.
Yeah, it's starting to look moderately suspicious.
We should come back,
Come back
in the
next morning.
Yeah.
But we
Like
do
this
have a
whole
little party.
conversation you were having as you looped around the building. So I'm thinking that we.
Advance.
Time
I think we might have been
passes.
going in opposite directions.
Oh
for
yeah,
what
yeah,
it's
yeah.
worth.
So you passed each other a few times.
You got
Morning
a bunch
comes.
of pictures of you guys. That'd be cool.
I assume you guys head in separately, and
Yes,
your
Mainframe will
objective
go solo.
is kind of just to go in and chill out in the lobby. Do you want to try and find a device that you can jack into directly, or do you just want to access,
wanna access
the
to start. She'll
horizon
bring-
while you're near
she'll-
the building?
She'll bring a burner comm link and use
Okay.
that to access, and she'll kind of change her persona to be Snow White since we're dealing with a lot of
Living creatures.
creatures.
Some sparrows and
Yeah,
hawthorn.
and so, but she'll just kind of, partake of the Horizon Network, like look at a couple of videos.
Should we line someone up to be let in?
I don't know.
mean,
We don't have enough information to know whether they can. If they're trapped, they may not be able to let. I'd rather just see where the birds.
If I can,
take
if
me.
I have an opening, I'll probably take it. So,
Are you going solo?
I think so.
Okay.
But I'm really gonna try to let you guys I'm gonna either try to nab a badge, or prop open a door, or do something.
I'm going in with Mainframe 3 because I want to know what my bank balance is.
Okay. So we'll take care of that. That sounds like a fun afternoon. And
And
to
I
be
can't use
clear,
my
I'm
comics.
not looking to solve the whole thing right now. I
Right.
just want to get the birds back, and
Yeah.
this is the best way to do that and show them
And
that
get,
we're.
and get
The
the layout of the
Technomancer's
building.
sprites were rabbits, right? Weren't they?
No,
Or was
the
it-
rabbits
no.
were Miss J. The
That was-
Technomancer
she
had
made one as
little
a rabbit.
baby ants and sparrows.
No, I'm trying to remember what,
What was the one? The
original.
They were
Oh.
gremlins.
Yeah, I
They
think
were
they
like
were.
gremlins. They were not.
They were not.
They were not
pretty.
They were not
attractive.
pleasant.
Fang was afraid of her to the point where she tried to make the fleet give up. That was the strategy.
You also tried to get them to spare her.
Yeah. I tried to do lots of things.
Like right at the end, that was when you were done. You were like, "No, I'm not going to shoot her."
I
now."
remember it would have been really great to have someone wielding a katana.
Oh, that's right, because I definitely didn't stab her. That's right.
All right, I have one more question. What are we doing? Riding
Good
around the city
question.
on the motorcycle.
Like, we should probably not continue to spiral around. Is there like a park?
At some point, it will become suspicious that a
Yes.
troll and an orc are riding a motorcycle around
With a machine
this
gun?
building with a
Racist.
machine gun on the back.
Racist assumptions about what we're doing with that machine gun.
That machine gun on the
Okay,
back.
wait,
of
is
their
there like a
motorcycle.
button to put the machine gun like in the
Yeah.
seat?
I don't know. Can you hide it?
It looks like a camera,
Great.
It's a downtown
Not
office.
necessarily less suspicious.
Well, it's Horizon.
There's got to be a soy cat place across the
Yes,
Yeah,
we will
like,
park
it's self-closed,
and
but-
chill at a soy box nearby.
Yeah.
Which is probably in the public area.
Potentially, yeah, nearby.
And that's fine. So we're
They have like 5 soy boxes in the building.
so if you're watching in Horizon's
Fight Club.
Matrix, you might notice the Snow White avatar load up First Bank of Ottawa, and which is I don't know. Is that your bank? Do you have a different
No,
bank?
I have a Seattle bank.
Okay, the Seattle Bank. Which Seattle Bank is Mordecai using?
Claw.
The
First Corporation Bank.
First
Oh,
First Corporation Bank.
Oh, the best thing.
It's the safe choice for you. It's the she just basically.
I mean, I assume you know all this already. You're like my two-factor authentication.
Yeah.
So she doesn't correct him. She just goes to First Corporation Bank, types in username Mordecai, password cornbread, and it blinks right in.
It doesn't even have 2 factors.
No, and so she sets that up on the side to go through her because apparently she's the two-factor authentication. But kids, set up two-factor authentication. It's recommended. Internet security is important. And so she shows, she does a little, I think she has to do like a little projector because he's still on his cleanse, so I can't send images, and that wouldn't work well anyway because there's gremlins. So she kind of pulls up one of her projectors and shows him as best she can without broadcasting his financial status to everyone in the room. This is really just a terrible way to do this. But he wanted to.
That's what he wanted.
Here we are.
I like to imagine you just have a portable printer and you're just printing out, like, tearing off the piece of paper.
A little dumb matrix up there on my little classic 90s technology.
Thank you.
So things are, seems fine.
Yeah, no, it's all pretty much what I expected.
You notice there's a lot of weird payments to and from a gym.
It's cool to see you're so dedicated to your physical fitness.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's clear you're putting a lot of effort into it.
It is?
Gym. Anyway, yeah.
Oh, the gym. I'd forgotten about that.
Well, they haven't forgotten about you. They're still withdrawing money.
Interesting.
The more you know.
The more you know.
So, as you make your persona known on the Matrix, you're kind of sitting back, looking around, accessing files, doing nothing that would raise suspicion. You're not running on a deck, you're running on a comlink, so your icon isn't generating any Overwatch score. And you see, just on the ground, what looks like, so the Horizon Matrix probably looks like a large open field with a horizon. There's always like, and they match it to the time of day, so it's like a large open skyline.
Mainframe sets up a bird feeder. Mainframe sets up a bird feeder.
Oh,
I mean,
good.
as Snow White, but she sets up just, it's a peculiar thing to do, but she just like, it's a little.
And it's like rolling hills, and you kind of imagine that like the various locations in it are found inside like hobbit holes and things like that. And so you see in the ground this little generated route seems to.
Oh, like I'm playing a video game? It just shows up?
It just, it kind of tunnels out of the ground, and so you just see a slightly digital route sticking out of the ground.
Great. I begin to follow the route. But I do so in a playful way, just kind of skipping around.
You frolic.
Yeah, sticking to the Snow White theme the whole way. Just
beautiful.
Like, la la la.
Why are you doing that with your hands?
It's in the Matrix.
Oh.
So I'm doing it with my mind.
Oh.
But maybe
and as you
Aura's doing it.
As you follow it a little bit, it seems to go with the fairy tale reference. It goes into a different portion that seems a little bit. It's a shadowier place. There are more trees around, so it's. And the route doesn't seem to stick out as much. And eventually you kind of go into the cool, fairly peaceful shadows of this forest within their matrix.
So you're saying we're going into the woods?
You're going into the woods.
Into the woods. Into the woods.
To get the gear, to get the shoe, dude. I saw a musical.
I will sing that
a
with you.
musical once.
He's a very smart prince.
And the route eventually leads to a small sapling again. And in the sapling, a small bird comes and sits down on it. And you notice in the kind of the shadows, you see just a moment, kind of the glimmer of eyes. Like standing in the shadows.
Okay, so sapling and the sparrow are there, and the eyes are there. Can I judge intentions on the eyes?
Sure.
I don't, because I'm not sure if like they're the friends or they're the thing that's trapped the friends that's watching us. Where did that go? Okay, that's place. Huh. I got it.
You vaguely remember, like, it has that kind of a little bit more of a twisted feel to it. But it does seem that it is a resonance creature rather than a matrix creature.
Okay, so less likely an AI, more likely a text master that maybe doesn't like me very much.
I have mixed feelings.
Possible?
Yeah.
Could be. All right, so we've got. There's no way for me to generate noise in this portion of the matrix. I would be generating noise everywhere. So I just
Yes.
I try to communicate in little verses, just like
Into the woods.
Yeah, you know, like, is there a princess in a tower?
The bird. I mean, I'm gonna be a bird now, I guess. So this is what I've committed to.
Oh, don't speak bird as much. That sounds like yes. Great. Do you suppose the princess needs to be physically freed? Or, yes, physically freed. Great. Does the princess know of any particular windows from her tower that she believes are unattended? Or does the princess perhaps have hair she could throw out of a window?
They seem to respond slightly better to that. At this point you notice the eyes are getting a little bit closer.
Great.
And the creature kind of emerges from a shadow, and it's that small. It's, I don't want to describe it. It doesn't look as natural as the other two, right? It's not a bird and it's not a tree. It seems like the best way without describing it too stupidly is more like a jackalope, right? It's kind of a chimera-like creature. It has that sense that maybe once it was more natural or more calm, but now there's kind of a sense of discord to its
Corrupted
residents.
by the universe.
Yeah, the universe has been cruel to it, and it has adapted in kind. So where it might have once been just a deer, it's now got the antlers have kind of turned to spikes, and rather than hooves, it's got claws on the front and things like that.
Oh.
So there's kind of a thing to it, and it kind of shakes a little bit, and or like kind of twists slightly, and eventually lets out like a piercing sound, and then it will cough up in a slightly less pleasant way a piece of data and resonance that will fall on the ground, and it kind of looks at the other two things with just like disdain of like, you're so sweet and innocent, and but I want to eat you, and
here's a hairball.
and here's a hairball because I'm basically a cat, and the three things will kind of fade off into the resonance, but you do see these kind of little dots, like you could almost like they're like splashes on the matrix, like someone's been tagging things that you're not sure if you've always been able to notice them, or perhaps there's something about like they do the Disney princess thing, right? As they dissolve, they swirl around you with their resonance, and you're like, oh, spinning around, and your skirts twirl, and the music plays. And after that,
like
you kind
Sailor
of
Moon, but I'll
see
take it.
almost as if you can see these tags of resonance,
Okay.
like watermarks on various portions, that you may be able to.
And that's persistent. It's not like a fading thing.
Yeah, they seem to sit there. You only notice like one on a tree right now.
Okay. I do start by investigating the data hairball.
You untangle it. It's like wrapped. It's a little like if you're
Clearly
like
encrypted. And,
it's a little slimy, and eventually the information kind of lays itself out, and it's like it's a message. It's a slightly corrupted one, and it kind of speaks, and you recognize this. This is the technomancer that you saw on Horizon, and like there's this sense of venom as they're speaking of like, you did this to me, that the AI has us. It is using us. We are able to either we can help you in one of two ways. We can hold off the AI, or we can hold open the door. But you will still need to be discreet. You may not be the best at that, from my recollection.
Mordecai, meanwhile,
to
is
be
like
fair, we were not asked to be discreet on the Horizon run.
he's looking at ticker tape and saying very loudly, "I have a 401k. I've never had a job."
Oh yeah. So, okay. So there's that. She gets that information, kind of files it away, and then wants to go investigate that first resonance tag.
So you kind of go up to the tag and you touch it, and you realize that you're able to, it's connected to either a file, or in this case it's a file, and this one has a little bit more information. So this one's fairly nondescript, right? It's just some basic HR files, but you realize that it kind of gives you some local access to that particular point.
Oh, so but I probably want to come back with the deck But it doesn't. That's interesting because I didn't have to do crazy grid hopping or mark hosts or anything. They're tunneling me via like a VPN to.
Basically, they have accessed it through resonance and then given you access to that.
And they've hidden it in the common area.
You may realize that like you periodically also hear chirping.
They're just
You may or may not still have sprites on you while you're on the Matrix.
okay. But I do need to like log out and come back in to perform operations.
So
on the
you
file.
notice right now that it's the basic idea is like they can either guide you, right? That's their way that they can kind of get you through the matrix that they're saying. Like either we can direct you to things that you can control or we can control them. But if someone has to deal with the AI.
Yeah. And she kind of to the creatures who are still chirping around her, and I could spend hours chasing this trail down, but I already know what my instinct is while perhaps the knights, the princess is trying to contact her, not always discreet. Maybe not, they weren't always supposed to be discreet, but I do not think the best use of them is coming through the front door. So I feel like the princess letting down her hair instead of holding off the witch.
Okay. As long as you're prepared to deal with it.
Well, mainframe has never gone up against an AI before.
It's not true.
Which one was?
The dragon.
The AI that thought it was a dragon that lived in a
Oh,
dragon.
the space dragon. Yeah, that's true. That didn't go super well, but
Great.
she did. But she also didn't really just treat it like a.
In either way, they'll point you in the direction. So the sprites will guide you through. You'll just need to deal with the devices and your friends, the meat space.
I think that's the better use of their talents, is to be let in quietly to give them a fighting shot. Because we are, I mean, to be perfectly this globe in the middle of a giant building is, and she's not explaining this to them, it's just kind of like, overcomes maybe. It's just like, we've been offered a choice. They said they could either hold off the AI or let us in. And I'm just going to go ahead and say that we don't want to break into a dome in the middle of a AAA building, a AAA corpse campus. I think being let in is the better use of their talents.
Okay.
Does that make sense to you guys?
Sure.
Oh, you're saying it's us now?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah,
mean, if
yeah.
the dome is where we're headed, I can't go in there anyway. Not with that mana barrier in there.
I bet they can open a door.
And the mana barrier?
Well, oh wait, you can go in there. You're on asceticism.
Perhaps.
It's actually harder for me with the asceticism to get through.
I assume that like if you've got a mana barrier around an incredibly important AAA court building, they have ways of letting people in and out.
Mages can give people permission
Yeah.
to enter.
Yeah.
But I'm,
So this would likely be a ritual mana barrier, and so there are several mages that might be able to give that permission. So
sure. I mean, if there's a mage that's willing to give permission, but it doesn't sound like they're in. It doesn't sound like we're here to get a bunch of mages out. So I don't know that we're.
It could be that I could use you with me. I will probably need to be on property, but not necessarily headed into the globe because I need to distract the AI. So perhaps you could stick with me and help me conceal in physical space while I'm performing those tasks.
Point of order. You're a corporation. You're letting it like. That includes any kind of magical foci or people with spells on them. Is there enough of that that's probably like a routine? Like there's some like intern mage who's like, yeah, let him in.
Yes.
Like, or is it like, oh, they're actively paying attention to every single person who comes in?
probably depends on where you're trying to let someone in,
I mean, and most of the time, like if people do have foci active or whatnot, they'll just deactivate when they automatically because the mana barrier is generally going to be stronger.
But Horizon's like headquarters, they're probably going to have mages who go in and out. Like,
Yeah, and those.
so I'm just saying, if the technomancers can open a door, that may mean they actually can get security clearance for someone to like let us through by some process.
It's possible.
You just don't know.
it's possible. You're not, given the level of security on the dome specifically, it's probably less likely that they would let you through into the actual dome. You also suspect that like there is not many people that can go in there because you don't know what's in there.
So they can get us into the main building, but okay.
Well,
The outer buildings probably.
the technomancers have said they can create a path for you. They'll either guide you on the path and you can open it for them, or you distract the AI from them so they can open the path for you. Basically, they can't do both at the same time.
And I like them opening the doors because that's multiple points of failure, whereas just one AI distraction. So that I feel like.
Sounds easy.
I mean, you know, it'll be fine. So we've had these conversations on our private little comlink network.
Yeah, the network seems to be like the message seems to be kind of, or the communication seems to be decrypting or disassembling itself. It doesn't seem to be lasting.
Right.
Like it's not going to be
the
permanent.
hairball message.
Yeah, you basically like untangle it and it like turns into like a screen essentially of like twisted lines of communication, and then it's slowly developing more static as the frame of it dissolves back into resonance.
So I repeat out into the Matrix ether. We want to hear the story where the princess lets down her hair, but when should the bedtime story be read?
When you're ready.
Great.
Send a bird. And you hear the chirp again. It will find us. We'll know when the when the eye turns away to look at the ring.
Okay, let's repeat that one more time. Send a bird. You'll know when the eye looks away
To stare at the ring.
to stare at the ring.
How am I still
They're
making...
using your Lord of the Rings reference, right?
Oh,
Like the eye of
yeah, no,
Sauron turns to look at the ring.
How am I still making payments to Columbia House Music Club? They stopped sending me CDs.
If you and
years
then
ago.
send the bird, and we will guide the way. Or
Great.
So you're probably still. So you're going to be able to see the icons, like the doors and things that they will open, using the sprite that they have wrapped around you.
Okay, so
As long as you're on the
okay,
matrix.
so so even without using my comlink, I can kind of use their little nodes and
So you're basically able to see when you
find
touch
the path
yeah.
that I need to send everybody to. Okay, so
the watermarks on are watermarks on the devices, basically saying this is the next thing we can control. Like you can see that so what happens is the sprite leaves a watermark so that another sprite or resonance thing can find it and control it.
So are those marks stretching out into the matrix right now? So I skip happily through, make contact.
And you notice they go like deeper into the woods, and you get to a point where you're like, oh, a comlink won't let me in here.
Okay, but at least the first couple of nodes should give me a general idea of what the plan should be for everybody who's in meat space, like the doors that they will be giving access to, maybe a couple of sensors they might be disabling, and I can at least share that while I prepare myself to go back in full Decker regalia. So I gathered that information, skipping through the forest, and then probably log off the server and share that initial information with the team.
So when you log off, the first node that you noticed was a emergency exit. That is, you didn't really see, like now that you know it's there, you can kind of see the line in the wall, but it's like very artfully disguised in like the way that the concrete has been poured. So unless you're looking for it, you don't realize that it's a door.
Which building?
It's on. It's basically in the by. Where did I want it? D. Like just at the edge of D1.
Okay.
Oh.
Right.
So on
That's
6th
nice.
On
Avenue.
6th Avenue?
Yeah, it's on 6th Avenue.
Did you see where that thrush just landed and poked at the wall of that building?
Great. So that's that's our entrance point.
You can let us know.
No, I'm sharing all the
okay.
information. All the information I gathered so far. I don't have the full path, but what I probably have is this emergency exit and a little bit
And
of
like a
information
doorway
about-
to the left.
And then there's like, I probably know there's a hallway, a couple other things. So anything I have so far I share. That at least gives us an idea. I suppose we have to, it's up to us when we start this whole thing. So I leave that to the folks who are better at the security and the planning.
We need to get a truck because I'm from my assumption, if I was gonna keep a bunch of technomancers in one place, I would make sure that they're strapped down in a pool of liquid and their heads are all connected together.
Yeah.
Then maybe they can see the future in it.
Right.
So they're not gonna be able to walk
Sounds
very far.
completely reasonable to me.
Yeah, so we
Yeah.
need to get a truck.
I'd agree
I mean,
with the truck
Dinah
part. Well, a
is
van.
pretty big.
Is there any buses on Craigslist?
Yes.
School
yellow
buses.
A yellow school bus.
Is it legal?
It has like a postscript that basically says it can be legal.
Oh no. Okay, I would hope that
It really just depends on how much you're willing to pay for it.
I would hope that Fang would like consult with folks who can help check titles.
I mean,
before-
now, I'd be like, I'm a cop. I know that means it's not legal.
It can be legal.
I don't know what that means.
I'll think we've got vans. What can be brought here?
We don't know how many technomancers there
A
are.
van.
You know there's 3.
There's 3.
I mean,
There's-
there could
Well,
be like
There could be more.
50.
That's
Van Helshark is currently out at my lodge.
Yeah,
so
we have a van.
I can't drive it right now.
Can we get a rental?
How many vans do we need? Like,
Well, that way they can't trace it.
We have
So, to reiterate the situation,
Sorry,
so that everybody's on the same page, because like we're delving a little too deep into finding a yellow van. Mainframe
yellow.
has made contact with Fleet, the Technomancer, who seems to be the saltier, but perhaps more in charge of the 3. She now has access to a sprite that gives her some information on devices that the Technomancers can control on the Matrix, and they can control them. Things you don't know for sure include how well they can control them, and how, like, if there are multiple devices that you may have to still deal with yourself. Obviously, they can do nothing about people, so any people you will have to deal with, or anything that is magical, or anything that runs automatically. So there will be some things that they may just.
Scooters not helpful.
Well, they can do things like open doors, right? Turn off certain sensors and things like that.
same things I would do if you were sneaking around.
Yeah. There are 3 of them doing that, though, instead of mainframe.
So do we all need to go in? It almost sounds like it makes more sense for somebody to be like the getaway vehicle.
You know that not only once you get in and get to them, there will be some way of having to get them out. They have indicated an entrance door that they can let you in. You also do know that the height of the building, like, you did mention the paraglider, that's still also a valid option. Like, they can help you both. Remember, they can only help you as long as they're still connected.
Well, Cromwell has,
so
by
as
the
soon
way,
as you
we should
disconnect
clarify one
them-
thing. Cromwell owns a small airplane. It's not exactly a hang glider.
Get
So-
one of you in.
Wait, it's a small airplane that's bigger
Yes,
than
it's an
paraglide.
ultralight airplane.
So they may be able to do some things on the way out, but likely once they are physically removed, their capabilities will be limited.
I mean, I can also still levitate people, but
Yeah.
Well,
it's,
we've got lots of ways of getting him down the building.
Yeah.
In the meantime, they need you to distract the AI because the AI is what's keeping them contained. So they can't affect things on the Matrix while the AI is being there. But so it's one or the other. Someone distracts the AI, someone opens the doors.
And I think that they're
You have said-
effectively
yeah.
used. To
You're
deal
going to
with
distract the
devices.
AI.
I'm going to distract.
They're
the
going to
AI.
open the
So
doors.
the point is, we should have gotten a truck a long time ago if we were going to get one. There's a door, and we've got to get in there and get him out. Because
And-
now that we've started the whole thing, the
Yeah.
AI is going to figure out the plan pretty soon.
And I
So-
don't think it's entirely outside the scope of possibility for me to call my van into position about when I think things, and you know,
Because you're also going to need to be able to communicate to them because you're the only one that can see the path.
right.
So you need to be able to tell them, like, this is the device that they can access next. And the sprites are basically communicating to the Technomancers. So it's kind of a game of telephone.
Yes, I'm a little bit Sigourney Weaver from Galaxy Quest, and that's fine.
Yeah.
That's a great film.
Well,
and that's
also potentially fighting off an AI that essentially is the personality of a corporation.
Oh, like Satan.
Well-
it depends on how everyone in
Depends on
Horizon
the
feels
quirk.
today.
yeah.
You
So-
tell me, how does everyone in Horizon feel today?
To actually go physically into the building?
It sounds like we definitely need your talents, Elsie.
Okay. So
Well, it depends on. Yeah, I mean,
We're dealing with security personnel.
right.
Magic.
Probably magic. I mean, they do have a mana barrier for a reason. and anything that the technomancers don't get to, right?
I mean,
So, mainframe, does it make more sense for you to be on site or like go inside the building, or does it, or can you access and distract the AI from outside?
I think I can grid hop and distract the AI from outside.
Okay.
And
You need to be close, but
it
the
has
AI.
to be
you
one
need
of
to,
these buildings, but
yeah, you need to be within this block, but you can find a fairly discreet location.
I can still stay here, stand and grid hop from there. Yeah, great. So I will do
And to,
that.
to get at the AI in that building, the best way to distract is going to be to access that host.
Okay. So why don't I take Fang and Cromwell in with me to the propped open?
And Mordecai
think
can
you-
go most of the way up until we get
Yeah.
to the door.
I think I should go as far as I can, and in an emergency, I can always punch through that mana barrier.
Okay.
It's just,
Instantaneous HTR.
yeah, that's definitely the plan of last resort. But
Maybe
even
you should make Fang and I, a little better at lying. In case we get
wait.
caught.
Is it better to make us a little better at lying or a little better at hiding?
Invisible.
I'm not gonna lie.
He
well,
can't hide.
Sharky won't help right now as far as being invisible goes.
No, I mean like faster to hide.
Sharky
underneath
drank water the
objects.
wrong way.
Like, because like I'm good at talking.
You can't improve their agility, right?
so I can, yeah.
That's
So
the meta talk.
table talk, agility and charisma are the two that, or intuition, but
But
So
is
you
it-
could make them sneakier.
Yeah, because
I can make you sneakier.
Into sneak.
Too much talk. I want to get in, and I want to smash
what
an AI in
time?
the face and get the technomancer out.
Mordecai, why don't
Shiny
you,
me
why
up
don't
and
you
let's go.
cast Charisma on Fang? Because that's what needs. Can
It's
you cast
gonna-
it? Can you cast Agility on Cromwell and then he can?
Oh my god,
maintain
he can
that?
like river tam this shit and like spider climb along the ceiling.
I agree. Yes. Fine.
Cromwell
I
probably needs charisma more, which is why
all
I
right,
asked.
charisma. That's what we're doing.
I will just like complete
much do I roll
like
with that?
what I'm thinking. I really need Fang's charisma to be higher if she's gonna go in with me.
Just say it. Just say it, Elsie. I know I'm not.
Oh, I wish I could use my towel. This is so frustrating.
You can't even use your towel. I mean, that is
No.
cleansing. I guess
I
not
can't
that
use
towel.
my towel. It's too magical.
I would rather be faster with a sword than bat my eyelashes just a little bit better.
Ooh, throwing down.
If you had a higher charisma, that might have hurt my feelings.
Too late. Both of your charismas go up by 4.
What I meant was different than what came out of my mouth.
I'm just saying.
Try it now.
I'm just saying you should at least figure out how to like do a sick burn on somebody, you know?
I'm working as much
But-
charisma as I need to.
To be clear, don't go through any mana barriers with the spell on.
Just so we should tell you when to deactivate it.
Well, or I mean, Cromwell can see, but I'll have to let you know, I guess.
Okay.
Just don't go ahead of the party.
Let's
Fang.
do it.
Don't stab people. Bat your eyelashes more.
So-
don't go through.
Fang, I feel like my spell isn't
You're the one
working on
who will trigger it by making the AI turn its attention towards you rather than the
All right,
technomancers.
we're standing outside the building looking inconspicuous.
Oh, good.
Oh wait. Do I have to
Wonderful.
de-weaponize? I have a lot. They are gonna have a metal detector, right? I'm going to take.
At the emergency exit?
I mean, I feel like I should take less weapons.
You're covered in your arms are metal. You're
That's
gonna
fair, let's
set it
go.
off regardless.
Let's go.
Let's go.
The one is Mainframe 3 coming with us.
No.
No.
No,
I'm staying
she's
in the public
distraction.
building.
Okay.
I am team distraction.
So when do you decide to go in?
It's the
Yeah,
point
you
I get
are.
to ask
You are
fo-
team
yeah,
distraction.
I am.
Yeah, you tell us when.
I was actually deferring to the folks with building security when you would prefer to go in, like when you think is the time of least risk.
For people, you are going to be somewhat less conspicuous during the daytime because it's easier to pull off like why someone they don't know is there.
Horizon's corporate culture is kind of cash anyway, right?
Yeah,
Like,
they're a little bit more casual. You might be able to pull off that you're like obviously pretending to be knight errant is probably not the best play inside the building. You might be able to pull off that you're just a security guard and like are new and you're on shift, but it would be a little conspicuous that there are 4 of you. So it probably depends on like what role do you want to try and play. But obviously, you'll encounter fewer people at night, but everyone will be more suspicious. or you will encounter more people, but everyone will be less suspicious. Is kind of the toss-up that you make.
More people, less suspicious.
Yep. I'm not good enough to be less suspicious.
Hombres muffin cultural. What's the version of a blogger in the
Vlogger.
vlogger? Cultural vlogger.
Vlogger.
Flogger.
That's what it is
For
now.
trees.
It's Trogger, I think.
Trog-
Oh no.
Oh,
No.
Great. Well, it sounds like everybody wants to go during daytime, and it's daytime now,
Yeah.
so
It does make you less conspicuous being inside the building.
that's fine. Yep, I'm just glad we all agree. Mainframe has logged out of her, burner comlink, and she quietly spins up in her the cyber deck, the thing that she uses all the time, and I'm blanking on the name of. Her program loadout's slightly different. She's got I just wrote it down. The
So
program
things like probably not tantrum is a good idea.
yeah, not transform. I wanted sneak. That's what I wanted to defend against trace user
Yep.
actions.
That is a good idea. That is something that
so I'm
an
gonna
AI
pull out-
might want to do.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull the hammer out and replace it with sneak for now.
Okay.
But the rest of my build out's mostly the same, although I'm swapping things to focus on non-combat as long as I can. 'Cause
Yes. And just so you know, things like you would know an AI has no meat space body, so cannot be subject to nausea.
Right.
So
And no nausea, no biofeedback.
yeah, and
no.
anything that does Overwatch scores is also pointless because it's their home territory.
It is
That's more
Overwatch?
relevant for the Overwatch score.
It is aware that's the
It
whole
is,
point.
yeah.
Like it knows they're right there.
Yeah, it's like
Hi.
this is my home. Like, get out.
I am.
Before I go,
It is God. Right?
I am gonna buy 8 soy bucks of different varieties so that I have 2 of those 4-packs. So when I'm sneaking around, I'm like, oh, I have soy pack.
Mainframe 3.
So it
you're-
looks
You're
like
just
a-
like carrying those cardboard containers
Yeah,
with.
yeah. I look less. No one is gonna
Looks like
suspect
an
me.
intern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What weapons? Like, how are we arming ourselves?
Raz muffin cultural commentary needs no weapons, but his cultural commentary.
Good. Chameleon suit or regular armor?
His,
Or not
his,
probably or
his
like
armored
suit.
tuxedo.
Tuxedo. Of course. Sniper rifle's gonna be suspicious.
No, yeah, I'm
As
just,
would a rocket launcher.
Yeah, no, I can't take that either of those. It's just tasers and my light pistol.
Okay.
That I could.
I will bring thermal smoke grenades
Okay.
tucked away.
I will bring the Beretta.
Looks so
If you
sad
try
about
and
that.
pass yourself off as a security guard,
I just don't know how many katanas I'm allowed to bring.
like you, in order to not look suspicious with weapons, you would need to pass yourself off as a security guard. And the security guards there are probably relatively well armed. Like they might have like a physical or a melee weapon and like maybe 2 pistols or an assault rifle.
Why don't you go as my bodyguard?
Yes, but how many
And my
swords?
press
How
agent.
many swords will you let me have?
Probably 1.
Can I keep Wolfblade?
The let's just put it this way: the more weapons you have, the more suspicion you
Yeah,
raise.
I'm just gonna bring non-Wolfblade. That's the question I had to ask myself.
Bring the quieter one.
I know, it's just not. It's just not as sharp.
And then I gave you a sword that just has a noise. It's like one of those moo sticks.
I know.
That's exactly
what
how
it
I've always
is.
pictured it.
It also glows. But this is actually fun because I did not stab her with the non.
And Mordecai, I assume, also brings no weapon.
Yeah.
Great.
Just himself.
Zach Slater.
I do have a sharp.
You're my astrologer.
Astrologer.
I don't
You don't
know
believe in that nonsense, do you?
So when you
Raz
log back
Muffin
into the
does.
Matrix, you notice like the tree kind of like a small little the sapling shows up again, and the bird they hop and they do the swirl around you again, and so you kind of hear and you can't really see it the little chirping of the bird next to you, and it's like. You ready? You ready? Is basically what you imagine. It's not as obnoxious as a crow, which would be like, you ready? You ready?
Yeah.
Quick rewind. Mainframe 3. You're sure you're going in there alone?
Yeah. I
All right. Can I have your consent?
yeah. Yes.
Great. Your intuition goes up by 4.
A little bit of fear. I sensed it.
You got a lot of spells
Alright.
to sustain.
There, right now, Cromwell, you're sustaining
Yeah.
the one on
Yes.
The two.
yourself. I'm able to sustain the one on Fang without paying a penalty. I'm now paying a penalty to sustain the one on.
That's what I figured.
Mainframe.
That's fine. I know it's a lot of effort
It is.
So-
to keep me mediocre.
The bird like sees you and kind of looks at you.
And and she's changed princesses now. She's Rapunzel because they talk so much about hair coming out of the castle. So what the hell not? And then, she just like smiles at the bird and blows the bird a kiss.
And it'll fly up and like you see an icon kind of to the side. Have you logged onto their matrix yet?
Yeah.
Or have you gone into their host yet?
No.
So you see it go into the host.
Okay. I assume. Do I
Into
need to
the-
mark
to the other
to go
house.
ahead and do that? All right. Well, let's just. I'd like to go big or go home and just triple mark that as quickly as possible.
You only need one to
And-
enter the host.
And you don't think okay?
And given that you're trying to distract the AI, you won't get a mark on the AI by marking the host.
I
'Cause
listen
it's a
to my
persona.
GM.
Sort of.
My GM doesn't.
I don't actually know if your persona. We're gonna say it's a persona, even though it doesn't have a physical form.
So you're saying I'm marking a persona?
No, you're marking a host right now. When fighting the AI is more like fighting a spider. That's basically the way to think about it.
Well, I got 6 hits.
You succeed. You were able to enter the host.
Little princess kiss on that shit.
Hi! You hit it with your frying pan.
Yes.
So you smack the host with your frying pan, and then you enter through the and you see the bird, and it's kind of like soaring and doing that little circling above you. It seems to be waiting.
Okay.
It seems to be waiting.
Is there one of those shimmering tags near me that I need to go interact with?
You don't need to interact with it. You either would need to interact with it if you were going to try and manipulate
They're
it.
gonna
but if
do it.
They will do that through the sprite.
And it's the exit door that they already know about?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Great. So how do I attract an AI's attention? Probably doing
non-subtly do something on their matrix.
Yeah, I will create I will create a flock because there's been so much talk. I'll create a flock of sheep. It's non it doesn't signify antagonistic intent. It's just there will be like several dozen of them, so it will be noticeable. So I'll start with that.
Okay. Give me we'll say edit file where you're creating something.
And just because I will use 2 thumper dice.
Yeah.
5 hits.
Nice. A large flock of sheep appears and begins they're also obnoxious sheep, so they just begin eating. So this area also kind of has that same wilderness look with vast horizons, except it's like more wilderness than the other host that you were in before, which was like public, or portions of it were public, had this like nice and sort of cheerful aspect to it. This is like New Zealand wilderness, right? There's mountains and forests, and it is rugged, and so the sheep just begin eating the grass and like start hopping up surfaces as much as they can, like,
Kind of the
into the
effect I
distance.
was hoping for. Is
Yeah.
that
They're
a
obnoxious.
little bit of,
So you suspect for a moment that hopefully you're gonna pull some attention towards you, and the bird swirls and sees this and goes towards one of the marks and taps on it. Let's see what happens.
They have to roll. They don't just do it.
Yeah,
they're friendly NPCs.
they are friendly NPCs. They are, however, a lot. There are 3 of them doing this.
Okay.
And they live in the Matrix.
They live in the Matrix. So the icon kind of flares up, and you see, like, for a moment, it looks like the outline of a door, and it opens. And then there's like a flash on the ground in front of it, and the bird like chirps, sort of concerned, like, and like taps on it again, but it still flashes red on the ground in front of the door.
Does he need help with the door? Okay. Emma, who? So the door is not open.
The door is open,
The door is open.
but there seems to be some sort of device that's in front of the door that is not off.
Can I reach that from where I am?
You could take a look at it. You would need to mark it and manipulate it, or you could just find out what it is and tell them. If you look at it, you can
Yeah, I
tell
would
what
like
it
to
is.
do that. Yes.
It is a pressure suppressor pad.
Hey guys, heads up, the door's open, but there is a pressure pad in front of the door, and it doesn't seem to be disabled.
A pressure pad, like on the floor, stepping on it kind of pressure pad?
Yes,
Or
that
on the door
kind.
itself?
Which I understand creates some challenges walking through a door with one's feet. Generally, it causes pressure on the ground.
Yeah.
Can I tell?
Generally.
Some people are gonna be okay.
Okay. Well, can he
you be
just
a
like
bridge?
carry the rest of them?
I don't know how that affects if you're
Last
carrying
time
people.
we ruled that, what was it? We had you made a ruling on it.
I think we did because you were trying to carry Elsie through a motion sensor,
Yes.
which is a little different than a pressure pad. So because the motion sensor just detects motion, and so she also needed to be still.
Here's what I was I can carry my stuff, but a person's probably moving, which makes it harder. So maybe there's some kind of.
If only
No, we'll
you
just make
had.
a test for it.
If only you had a mage with you who could levitate you.
You're on an ascension.
I want you to use a different word every time.
That was very
I,
dramatic.
My ascension aside, levitation is one of the spells that I have that doesn't require a fetish for me, so I can.
Just love it is 3 inches above the ground.
I absolutely can.
All right then, let's do it.
Yep, that'll get you over it. So the door, you don't see a handle on the outside. So one of you is gonna probably need to like dig your fingers in and open it. Like it's clearly only designed to open from the inside. So one of you
Katana.
will
katana.
need to get something in there and pry it open.
I have a katana.
But it is unlocked.
Is it a smooth surface? Because I have a
It's
suction glass cutter too.
no, it's probably not that smooth because it's like a concrete wall.
It's on you,
Yeah.
I would like everyone to give me a stealth because you are you sneak up to the bushes. You're levitating like 3 inches off the ground, sneaking through bushes, and attempting to like open a door
This
in
feels
broad
well.
daylight.
This feels like
Are
a-
all 3 of you there, or just Fang's gonna go up
We're
to
all
the door?
3. I'm gonna add 2 thumper dice to this roll.
I'm going to add 4 thumper
I'm gonna add
dice to this
4
roll.
thumper dice to this roll because I feel like this
In
is a
fairness,
trap.
this part of them stealthing, you wouldn't be able to help with at all, mainframe.
Oh no.
But yes, that's true.
Okay, just to let the internet know, I am 1 away from a glitch, and I did not do it.
5.
I am going to spend my point of edge that I have to re-roll the misses.
Oh, that's the burn one.
Yeah.
You're just making sure I didn't mess it up before you used the point of
Yes.
edge. I understand you.
It's smart playing. It's
5.
5, great. So Mordecai has a moment where he's like saunters towards the bushes and then realizes he needs to be stealthy. Like looks and sees someone walking past, being like, "What the fuck is this like dwarf doing?" And like ducks down. Cromwell, despite his bulk and size, is able to like stealthily get inside the foliage. It's relatively high up. Like it's meant to. Like it's clearly designed to disguise the pressure measure plate that's underneath the surface. So because motion sensors would have too wide of a range, it would cause them problems. So they probably have like pressure sensors if anyone's going up to the building and trying to like dig a hole in the wall, and then any of the windows would probably have different security measures on them.
And I'm watching everything in ultrasound, so I'll see any motion sensors.
Yeah, there's no motion sensors at the ground level. And so you approach the building. Fang gets the katana out.
No
Why are
howling.
you using the katana for that? All right.
I don't have a crowbar.
Give me your
do.
katana. Nope. I already used the katana.
Is it blades then?
She's gonna ruin
Yeah.
that katana.
No, it's gonna be fine.
Nope.
They fixed it. They've made it stronger. That's how it works.
Remember that last time that Fang went after Technomancer?
This is exactly what's happening. It's old memories now. Oh no.
If you're just joining us and you're new to the show, check out the June episodes from last year. A lot of these references.
I would like to use one of my own edge.
Part of being in a relationship is letting your partner knock down doors sometimes.
That's deep.
Much better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I use my own edge. Things like gentle. 6.
6 hits. So you scrape the door in and the katana in that like very narrow. It's like beautiful construction work, right? It's really hard to tell that there's a door there, and you scrape it in and you hear it
Fine.
along the side of the blade. Subtract 1 from the damage value of your blade.
Oh, but I did it so well.
You did. You get it in there beautifully, and then you twist, and the door pops open just enough that you could get hands in. You know, you probably could have also fit your fingers in the crack, but that's fine.
What?
Tiny child hands.
Yeah. Or a
Well,
crowbar.
not really anymore.
You decided to use a blade that is
Why am I
intended to
still
be
upset?
incredibly
I
sharp.
think Lauren's gonna keep doing this to you until you learn your lesson.
I don't think I have yet.
Which-
Oh, wait, I
Shakespeare.
did use 4 Thumper dice.
Okay, I
for
used
that
2,
sneak,
so-
so just to let you know. Just to be fair, because I believe in being fair and not tricking players into ruining their katana.
You're kidding. There's a door. It's a trick. You're
Mastermind.
Oh!
It's amazing how far you thought this through.
How many doors are there gonna be, like,
How
to
much
reduce her
damage value does your katana have?
Right. Out 10.
Great.
10
There's
more
10 more
doors.
doors. So you open the door and you're able to look behind it. Whoever, you can probably get your ultrasonic vision kind of around the corner. There's no one in that immediate segment of hallway, and there aren't any motion sensors in that section.
Great.
All right, seems safe. Let's go.
Okay, I'm gonna open the door all the way, hold it up, be like, go, 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 go.
All right.
So the Muppets run.
Is it safe for me to drop the levitation now?
Once you're inside, yes. As they go through and the door closes behind them, you see on the matrix the door close and the light on the ground disappears and the bird chirps and twirls around.
Okay, so the bird understands that things went well and they're happy. The mainframe on the Matrix picks up a baby sheep and carries it with her as she looks to find the next. Because is the next node something I already warned them about, or is the next node something?
So you know that when you guys go in, you don't have a schematic, so you're not 100% sure. You know that there's going to be a next node. When you
What do we see?
this is what I was going to tell you.
Maybe let her,
So the next node, you know, they go in and it immediately actually begins to try and activate it. Because you guys are in a kind of a small stairwell, essentially. So this would be the emergency exit. It goes up. Obviously, however many stories this building would have is 50 stories. And then it also appears to go down as well.
Sort of those stoppers.
Yeah. And so there's another door. So you're in kind of a small hallway section, and there's no people or motion sensors in here. So it can go up or it can go down. The bird immediately, like as soon as it left the one, it goes to the other one, and you see here as it goes for it, it shimmers and it kind of it becomes half visible, and the bird seems a little frustrated at itself. Still frustrated at itself, and you see what looks like a camera, kind of several dots of cameras. So you may want to warn them that they should probably continue to be stealthy in this area.
Hey guys, there's security cameras in this hallway, and our friends are having some trouble disabling them, so maybe go cautiously. Is there anything I can do to help our friends?
If you want to try and attack the camera.
Is there just the one camera?
It's like a network of the cameras, and you notice that these kind of spiral. They seem to be like on a tree, and then the network seems to go down into
Do
the
we
ground.
think anyone's actually looking for us?
I'd rather it not be recorded.
Yeah. It's always good to be careful in front of cameras.
We don't cut the cameras in half.
But what you're saying
mean-
is that the bird is connecting me to a series of cameras that goes into the basement and not a series of cameras that goes up the stairs.
It goes in both directions. So
right,
it's
but
a
which
stairwell.
one? Because we don't actually know which direction we're going. Did the bird have an opinion, or
It
are we
hasn't.
choosing?
It hasn't flown anywhere yet. It's kind of circling the network.
Great. I will. Assuming, do I sense in any way that the AI is looking at me, or paying attention, looking is probably.
You
the
probably
wrong-
realize that you're going to need to do either sleaze or attack, like things that would alert a spider or alert
get
icy, like something that would indicate a non-authorized personnel.
Okay,
to
so it's
get
not
the
interested in the
attention.
sheep. It wants me to actually do things. Okay,
Yeah.
great. Here's what I would like to do. I would like to change my loadout temporarily, put Fork back in, and attack 2 different sets of cameras. The one that the bird wants, and a different set in a different location.
Yeah, you
That's-
could definitely do that.
So that way, at least it's 50-50 that if the AI is smart. So would you like me to just mark...
Do you want to mark them, or do you want to just data spike them?
let's just data spike them. That sounds
Try and
good.
damage them.
Data spiking. I'm just checking to see if that one's intuition. It is not. So it's normal.
So you're in this hallway, and right now you're kind of waiting for a moment. Go ahead and attack the camera.
So mainframe's changing her build before this attack a little bit to get hammer back. She's gonna sneak back in a second, but she pulls hammer back with the aggressive
Great.
action.
How many hits?
And I will use another 3 thumper dice. Nice. That was better, so that's 7 hits.
Great. You land pretty spectacular blows on it. Are you still using your frying pan?
Why? No, my hair.
Oh, your hair. Yeah, you lasso the shit out of that.
Into, yeah.
Of course, of course.
2 separate braids, since I'm still my persona still looks like Rapunzel.
And you land a pretty solid hit on it. You guys in the hallway notice up in the corner, the small camera, there like sparks emanate from it, and you kind of smell a little bit of burning. Not quite, but like, so a couple of the cameras in here are definitely not functioning. Some of them are still up, but probably pretty glitchy. So one might make people concerned to come check out why their cameras are broken, but it's definitely attracted some attention. So you see the bird swirls around and chirps kind of both cautiously but also happily, and then it dives, and it seems to dive through the ground.
I wonder where we should go.
I'm actually kind of curious still, so please explain.
Can I hear the bird chirping while it dives through the ground?
It dives through the ground, and then you see like a portion around like this. Why not? Because we're going full fairy tale here. The large tree-like thing, except it was probably, you realize it's like large vines. It's a beanstalk, and the leaves like had the cameras on it. And the ground around it kind of opens up, and so you're able to head down deeper into the matrix. And you hear a rumble.
Okay, so in the Matrix, the bird wants me to go down. Still not clear if we should go down or up, and I'm not sure the bird's gonna bother to tell us. I think it was up to us whether you guys wanted to like go up.
Cromwell heads down the stairs.
If you mention that the bird's going down, like
They'll just go down.
there seems to be some relationship with the physical geography and the matrix geography.
Okay, so they great. The birds dive bombing, maybe down.
Okay, I need to roll sneaks.
Yeah.
And I took care of the cameras, I think.
Yep.
Hopefully that worked for
And you
guys.
hear a rumble that seems to echo throughout the valley of the matrix that you are in. It says, "Who is in my domain?"
I smell a giant.
Fee, fi, fo, fum.
I smell the blood of the elvish kind.
I am not good at these missions.
5, 3, 4. Great. You feel pretty confident as you go down the stairs. No one makes any loud noises. No one trips over their own feet. The stairwell only descends. It doesn't go down nearly as far as it goes up. It goes down about 3 floors. The bird seems to go all the way to the bottom. Do you jump down the hole kind of after it in
Sure.
Matrix?
And while I'm doing this, I change my build out back so that I've got a sneak back on and fork out.
So you head down and you land at the bottom, and you see kind of like there were some forks off of it, but you get the impression that the bird is now swirling down at the bottom, and it heads forward in a direction. And you don't see an immediate icon ahead of you.
Okay. Our bird friend headed straight forward once he got to the bottom of his journey. I advise you to do the same carefully if you can. I don't see any devices in your path.
So the doors here, again, open inwards. They do not appear to be locked from this side. So you open the door, I assume,
Is there
and
handles?
step out. In the hallway, who's looking first? Or I guess you're kind of peering
I'll
with
slip
the
through
sonic.
first. I'm pretty sneaky.
So you kind of slip out, and you notice that there appear to be a handful of people. Like, it's not empty. The hallway is not empty. It's fairly long, so you kind of see based on where you're at, you can see in one direction the hallway probably extends about 100 meters or so, and then the other direction it extends about 20 before it clearly goes around a corner. There's definitely a couple of branches off of the hallway, but it seems to be a main kind of under corridor that things are heading off of it.
How many people are in the hall?
You see about a total of about a dozen. Kind of walking in different directions. Some seem to go kind of in and out. There's a reasonable amount of movement in this
Are
area.
they dressed like they just like employ like wage slaves, or do they, or are they security, or?
Your impression, there seems to be a handful that are definitely security, like they are either armed or wearing more protective gear. There's some that would be like are in corporate suits, you know, they're clearly dressed up. That maybe there's one or two lab coats.
Would we stick out with what we're wearing?
Cromwell probably not so much. She's in a suit. Fang is flashy, so she will stick out almost no matter what she does. I don't think she changed out of yellow pants because, as we've clarified, she owns 12 pairs.
You're walking kind of like my bodyguard, right?
Yeah, but I also have soy calves, so I look like I'm a very exhausted, frustrated.
But you are probably going to attract attention in some capacity.
Bright yellow pants.
Mordecai
I'm wearing my business poncho.
is wearing a business poncho.
Which is the same as every other poncho.
So, more so than Cromwell. So you are probably going to be the two least suspicious. Someone is likely to talk to you and ask you who you are or where you're going. It's more a matter of who that someone is and when they encounter you.
Well,
With that, I think
I hang from the cliff that is.
we shall leave ourselves for the day with MMFEC in the hallway. Having to decide which way they want to go.
Mainframe frolicking with birds.
Mainframe
The giant AI is somewhere in the matrix.
Definitely attracted attention. She did good work with that. And will soon be embroiled in a fairy tale war as team super stealthy make their way through the underground maze of Horizon's South Lake Union facility.
I'm trying my best.
Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. Thank you. Stick around. We're going to read some of the tips. So thank you guys for right now. Thank you for everything that you have tipped to give us dice to help them sneak. And boy, they're going to need it next week. It's going to be great.
I have no edge.
Mainframe's decided to leave MMFEC and pursue being a cyber. You know, this is super appropriate because Horizon owns Disney.
Yep.
Like, this is actually totally how Horizon would theme stuff. Like,
because they got their family-friendly corporate.
yeah, super family-friendly. And then continue to stick around after we read tips tonight because Valiant Season 2 will be starting at 9:30. And it's gonna be awesome.
Oh, yeah, that's a thing. Continuing.
It's gonna be awesome.
It's gonna be awesome. Thanks,
All right.
everyone. You're really nice.
Yeah, I didn't cough too much. You're welcome.
Vanquish is after this. Stick around.
Yeah. All right, so first we have from William TW, here are 6 dice from #Neonet to help you all. We are to use this hashtag for the last time. Go Mordecai, Mainframe, Fang, Elsie, Cromwell, go Lauren. That's right.
Thanks,
We have factions which me and Claudia were discussing in the car, creating what fictional characters would be part of these factions. As a way to help define them, which I think was pretty exciting.
We're pretty excited. I got to name one, and when you see all the names, you're gonna
You'll
guess
know
which one.
exactly which one Claudia named. I don't actually know for sure if the name's gonna stick.
Oh, please.
But it would make Claudia happy, and I find it funny. And that's really all that matters.
Thanks, Blue Banded Bee. I'm glad to see another bee.
Oh.
A bee person. Next up, what is a grumpy dwarf without his fetishes? A grumpier dwarf, it seems.
Yep.
That's from BP Phantom, #Mordecai.
Thank you, BB Phantom.
Look, #Cromwell almost sucked ash with dice, and now he only has 2. Have another. Don't die.
Aww.
Fang would be sad. Oh, and you'd be dead, I guess. That could be bad too. From BP
Priorities
Phantom.
are straight. Glad to hear.
Yep.
Osaka-shan, the red god has fallen ill. Take 2 of these and call a street doc in the morning. 2 dice for #Lauren. The joys of being a teacher. When you get sick and then you can't not go to school. Adi Zhang, #Fang for her awesome get up. Heart the Fang.
Oh, it's nice. Thank you.
BP Phantom, a die for the red god. Thanks for toughing it out and pushing through the sick. #Lauren.
Happy 9-month anniversary, Trooper and SSN.
For SJ.
Friggin' awesome. You guys should check out the Seattle Street News.
Yes.
It is run by Trooper SJP as well as several other members of the community. I know a lot have contributed to it.
It's pretty
and
baller.
it's great. It all takes place in the world of the show. And I believe it's posted up on Tumblr. And I, whenever I see them I try and retweet it as well. It's great. It's amazing.
It's pretty nice.
William_TW. This archivist was surprised and honored. Thanks, #Elsie, #Neonet. For those who don't know, William TW has been one of the major contributors, probably the biggest contributor, more so than all of us combined, to our Wikia, which you can check out at wikia.corpsins or corpsins.wikia.com.
You should check it out.
get it in chat.
There's a lot of
Corpsins.
information on there about everything that we've done.
And some fan art.
Including information about the Technomancer that they are encountering now or soon.
I feel like Fang should learn how to use katana.
Thanks, Imp in my head, and you are ahead of the curve by noticing you left an in up. So,
Would it though? Would it?
Wait, what? I don't know what's happening anymore.
We got
It just
You're reading
says that
tips.
Fang should learn the katana.
Oh, okay. Gifty, you just gotta talk to the hand. #mainframe.
Thank you, Gipchi.
nice.
Ton colleague you cure? Oh, fuck.
It's French.
Je sais que tu n'es pas celle que tu prétends être. Après l'accolade, je travaillerai à mon propre comité et je te rendrai visiter.
Pretty sure,
Elsie.
pretty sure you said all that wrong.
Yep, but I said it in a French accent. Je sais que tu n'es pas
I know
No,
that you
we
aren't.
don't. You're not.
celle, CELLE.
I know you are
This.
not
It's a female
who you
this.
pretend to
Que
be.
tu
Oh.
prétends être, who you pretend to be, après
After
l'accolade,
the
School?
the accolade, l'accolade, oh, the school.
Oh.
J'ai,
École is
No,
school.
École School.
no,
Accolade.
so maybe l'accolade, is that like college maybe?
We'll never know.
Accolade. J'ai travaillé,
Work.
travaillera, yeah, probably,
I will work
à mon propre,
at
At my proper.
propre,
At my proper.
P-O-P-R-P-E, P-R-E, propre,
corporate.
Proper. It's
compété, et je te
We're enjoying this.
rendrai, R-E-N-D-R-A-I, visiter. Someone
And I
post
will
about
come
it.
visit.
This is actually really fun for me because I don't know what's happening and I think I'm in the world.
I'm not who I seem to be.
Whoa, what is it?
I know you're not the one you pretend to be. After the accolade, I will work on my own accounts and I will visit you.
Aww.
Wait, that might not be good.
Maybe.
And now
I
that
don't
we've
know.
butchered French so much, William's probably done helping us.
You're welcome, William. Gunslinger Indy, #Fang needs a boost for cosplay being on point. Rock those metal arms.
Yeah.
I can't like.
It's a struggle.
It's a struggle to drink things, so I do appreciate
It
that.
looks so
Struggle
cool.
is
I've also
Yeah.
stabbed my lip twice.
good.
Oh.
That's good. That's only
piercing
twice the
soon.
whole time
I
tonight.
know. Last time it was like 5 times.
Commitment to character.
Osaka-shan, a prayer to the Red God. Cromwell has twice spoken ill of the wonderful Miss J.
What?
Please be merciful or throw him off
Wait,
another
they're not
vehicle.
the same. Wait, I
You
never
know
have
best.
seen Lauren,
Two
the
dice.
Red God, and Miss J in the same place. Oh my, mind blown.
To #Lauren, 1 die to #Cromwell. Good luck. Just figured it out.
Next, you're gonna tell me Lottie's the same person too.
No.
What? No.
Where has she gone?
BP Phantom. #mainframe authentication equal MFA. Coincidence? Probably. Or is it? Likely. Really? Da da da.
Dun, dun, dun. Thank you, BP.
And Fernatalk, just #Fang, #Cromwell.
We needed that.
That is what we needed. So thank you so much, everybody
Thanks,
who
guys.
contributed and participated, and we appreciate all of you. And I'm gonna go home and take a nap.
And before that, it's really exciting because right after this, it's only episode 2.
It is Valiant episode
Is there
2.
also going to be Corp News?
There is no Corp News after this
We
tonight.
need a week to figure out what happened.
I know.
Yes.
We got a long email about an
Wow.
hour before the show, so don't worry. We'll deal with it. Just, we need a little bit more time.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just a
Demolition
lot.
says there was a skipped donation.
Was there?
Oh. And you closed
I'm
the
sorry.
I think I remember him saying something about thank you for saving the Technomancers. We
That's
had your
right.
support and
Yes.
donation.
I'm sorry, Gemma.
We always
love you.
appreciate your support, Demo.
Thank
love
you.
you.
If it makes you feel better, whenever I hear your name, I think of Dema.
Demolition. We forgot your tip.
Timon.
I'm sorry. So there you go. think that's everything. I think we're good. Let's sign off. Yeah, let's do that.
So are we.
Who are you?
I'm Tony Beeman. I'm at Tiny Beeman on just about everything.
I'm Janine. I am at Admiral Asma.
I am Claudia. I am at Twitch and Twitter at Jackie Dash, JAKIDASH.
Ding.
I am Cheryl, aka Muppet Aphrodite, on Twitter and Twitch.
Dan Poslins at Dan Poslins.
And I am Lauren at Random Tuesday. Thank you so much for being here, Thumpers, and we will see you again next week. Bye.
Bye, guys.